Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light. That
I was getting bored of that.
That was abrupt.
It was getting on my nerves. I didn't really want to play that at the start of the show, but I'm going to say something, and I don't want people to make a big deal about it. I don't want tweets and emails, and I don't want any of that. So I'm just going to say it, and then we're gonna carry on with the show.
Well,
I am suffering terribly today from a very, very poorly back. My lower back is agony. Such a strong word, isn't it? But I think it's appropriate. I am in agony. I'm walking with a stoop. I'm in a lot of pain. A weaker man. Have I got my Nurofen? I got that in the car. A weaker man wouldn't have come in, so that's something. I have got Nurofen in the car, which I will be sending my glamorous assistant
Ed
to get later on in the show, because I will need pills if we're going to get anywhere through this tonight. So I have got a bad back.
All right, we won't hear any more about it from now on.
No, but I'm going to... Let me finish.
Okay.
I have got a bad back. It's very painful. I'm in a lot of pain. Today has been hard work. Sitting is uncomfortable. Standing is uncomfortable. Lying is uncomfortable.
But you're here to serve.
Every position I could be in is so painful.
But
I am here to serve, and I am going to do the show tonight proudly and bravely. And you won't hear another squeak out of me. You might hear another squeak out of me if and this is true, every now and then I'll get a spasm.
Oh.
And the spasm, I imagine,
connects to your mouth.
When women give birth to children...
Oh, don't go there.
I imagine that it's about a tenth of what this spasm...
Oh, really?
...is, yeah.
Oh, really?
And I can't help but involuntary... It's a squeak. It's not a scream. It's a squeak. So if you hear me just squeak, or if you see me on the periscope just go... like that, I've had a spasm. Don't worry about me.
You won't be mentioning it.
No. I will be keeping a spasm tally, and I'll read out those stats at the end of the show for anybody interested. With that in mind, I ask all callers, please, to treat me with kid gloves this evening. Caution and respect, of course, is expected every day, but perhaps without actually saying anything, but certainly conveying an element of love. And if you are of a faith, the good one, Christianity, or the dodgy ones, from everywhere else in the world, if you could say a prayer, preferably in English, as I believe my God only understands that language. If you could say a prayer for me, that would be gratefully appreciated. It's my lower right back.
7 minutes. We've been on air.
I'm only going to mention it once.
Flipping heck. For the whole show.
Well, people often complain.
You do.
0844 499 1000 if you want to take part in the Backathon. People often complain. People often complain that in this show in particular, we dwell too much on my mental health. And I think they're right. We don't dwell enough on my physical health.
Which is also a problem.
Which is also is in many ways even more problematic.
How is the hypochondria?
Well, I apparently it's life-threatening. Little joke there. So tonight's show, and everyone's saying, it's World Mental Health Day. You're going to do? No, I'm not going to do anything about World Mental Health. They can all go.
Ian's Health Day.
They can all go and take a running leap. Not off any high buildings, please, for God's sakes. So I'm going to buck the trend, and we'll be talking. We won't be talking, but we'll be thinking about my physical health and my ailing physical condition, which I don't give enough attention to. I'm happy to redress the balance there. How are you, Kath? Excellent. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, we call you back. Michael has called in this evening. Good evening, Michael.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
Good question. Well, it all started a little over a week ago when I lifted a guitar amplifier.
Right.
I felt a twinge. What are you doing? Are you locking someone in the boot of your car? And I'm not saying that just because I think I detected an Irish accent.
Of course. Yeah, I've met you before in one of your shows.
Was he moaning about his back then?
He wasn't. He was in top form, and his show was brilliant. So yeah, I was really impressed.
Medicated then,
Michael. Yeah, probably.
Is it fair? I was high on the audience applause.
Fabulous.
Is it fair to say, Michael? Because I'm trying to work out which of my many fans you are. Is it fair to say that on Facebook you're a little bit of a stalker?
Stalker. I don't know. I admire the things that you say, and I think that you're very profound in terms of the honesty that you talk.
So, yes.
Yeah, you are. And I think that, if I'm entirely honest here, you underestimate yourself massively. I had to say it, sorry.
And Michael, have I got the right gentleman? You're a teacher at my old school.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I am.
And Michael very kindly invited me back to my old school,
but you didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go. No, there was too many ghosts in that building for me.
Don't worry. If someone asked me to go back to my old school, I'd feel exactly the same. So it's fine.
Although I nearly drove past it today. Had I? I was driving up the Farnham Road. And I thought,
no way.
Yeah, I thought, I might drive. I thought, I can't bother.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done.
You're welcome to pop in for a cup of tea, but
that'd be weird, wouldn't it? I will. Do you know what, Michael? I will take you up on that one day. I will take you up on that one day.
Yeah.
You're very kind. Anyway, boss, what have you got for us?
Pardon?
What have you got for us this evening, Michael?
Well, I was just, I don't know why. I saw you, you're thinking, now I'm right stalker. I'd seen your post on Facebook about calling in and listeners and stuff, and I just thought, today was mental health awareness day, and I thought, at my work especially, I've had conversations with my kids. I'm really honest about, how I deal with my own depression and how I kind of come across to other people and stuff. And I think that in many instances, people aren't very honest about how they're really feeling, and there's such stereotypes and there's such, I don't know, a lack of understanding. I mean, for example, a friend of mine was going through a really, really seriously tough time recently, and I actually went to the police because I was so worried about his welfare. I actually rang the Samaritans, and the guy was just so bizarre. But that's no disrespect to the Samaritans, because they do a really good job. But obviously it's volunteers.
Yes.
And I just was very disappointed on that particular occasion.
Why were you disappointed? Because they're not allowed to offer advice, are they? That's the thing.
He didn't. He was just really odd, because I was standing in the reception of the police station, and I asked if I could find out somewhere where my friend could get help, because, like I said, I was really worried about his welfare.
Yeah.
And they didn't even... He's just being really odd, and he's all like, are you on the line? Press a button if you're on the line. I was like, look...
You sure it wasn't an automated message that you were talking to?
No, it was a proper person. But, I mean, in terms of the work that they do, it is fantastic. And I think that, you know, with all the troubles in the world and, you know, social media and just people being very unkind to each other, I think people need to remember the positive things and the things that are really good in our lives. And we often are very guilty of focusing on the things that, you know, can easily tarnish.
I know what we can. I know what we can all focus on, Michael. That will bring joy into our lives, and it's one very, very simple thing. We all just need to remember.
Oh no.
P-P-A-P.
I have a pen, I have an apple, apple pen. I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen, apple pen, pineapple pen, pen, pineapple, apple pen.
And I think it's simple things like that, Michael, that can lift us to a state of... Thank you. A state of cataclysmic euphemism or something, I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean...
I was trying to remember the lyrics to a song and I couldn't. That's all we need, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, speaking in terms of songs and things, I used to be very close to a quite recognised musician.
Daniel O'Donnell.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I watched a funny programme about him that my friends admitted and they giggle. But no...
He's a Daniel O'Donnell.
Pardon?
Daniel O'Donnell is a real strange phenomenon, isn't he? Because he is sold.
Oh, I'll say. People told me I sound like him, and I was kind of like, "You're being really weird."
You do. You do. It's you got very soft
they are
lilt.
Close.
Pineapple and grapefruit.
Not like that. We originally come from a similar area, so
you just, and he is. I'm sure he's a delightful human being. I could not name one Daniel O'Donnell song, but he sold millions. I don't really want
to. I know it's all ladies with purple rinses who buy his stuff mostly.
He makes Cliff Richard look edgy.
Yeah, doesn't he?
Cliff Richard, no comment.
No comment, Michael. And that's probably the best route to take.
Each to their own.
Yes.
All I ever think of him when I was growing up, seeing him at Wimbledon with really dodgy glasses on and bling on his lapel.
Hang on, Cliff Richard had really dirty glasses on?
No, dodgy. Really sort of like dodgy, like really sort of like retro, big massive things.
Yeah, they were like a Hank Marvin type.
Yeah.
Like aviators.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And really feathered. Sort of hair, full of hairspray. But, I mean, he is hugely talented. Like you say, he's made a career... Well, they both have made really huge careers for themselves.
Out of not a lot, which is bland.
I know.
Elderly lady.
I mean, the thing is, being entirely honest here, Cliff Richard was very striking when he was younger. You know, he was in films, wasn't he, and things like that.
He was a very pretty young man, wasn't he? Very pretty.
He was. And I think that, you know, he has a relatively good voice. He's done a lot for, you know, charities.
He's wired for sound.
Stop.
Hey,
Oh my
Michael,
God.
here's the thing.
What?
Cass will
Yeah.
back me up on this.
Go on,
I learnt today how to sing opera.
Well,
No.
I'm not backing you up on that.
It turns out I can sing opera. Would you like to hear?
I'm sure you can. I'd love to hear. Go on. I'll mark you out of 10.
Imagine you've been sat in the Covent Garden Opera House for 4.5 hours. It's getting to the end,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just doing the final two notes of the opera.
Right, okay. It's very Tarzan / The Lion King.
Isn't
I
it?
expect you to hold
Thank
up a little lion cub and
Thank
just
you.
look out into the horizon.
Yeah, I
and
could do
just
that.
be- yeah.
Michael,
I think you
Michael,
could.
I've got to move on because I'm late for break. It's nice to talk to you. Thank you so much,
You
Michael.
could do that if you could raise your arms over your head, but obviously with today's struggles, you can't. Oh, he's doing it.
That is proper opera.
Well-
proper.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
What the hell was that? I mean, it's fair to say the trails here at Talk Radio we have no input in whatsoever. And some of them are very imaginative. That one with James Whale, I mean,
I would apologise to a nationality, but I'm not sure which one we're supposed to apologise to. Everyone. I'm apologising to everyone.
wowzers. Of course, though, the song on which that is spoofing, Joe Dolce, Shut Up Your Face.
Kept.
And it kept Ultravox Vienna off the number one spot.
Yeah.
And wasn't Joe Dolce, wasn't he Australian? An Australian...
Italian.
Australian-Italian. He's from Australia. And he doesn't view that song as a novelty record. He views it as an astute political statement about immigration and
Oh, really?
the way immigrants are treated and stuff, yeah. So maybe that's what Whaley was doing. It's Monday evening, it's 10:20, it's Talk Radio. You know, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm hungry.
It's a good sign.
It's a good sign. We've got the studio set to green, and you can call in 0844 499 1000. What are we talking about? Well, not a lot really. Do I need to keep setting up the stall? Perhaps I do at this early stage of the radio show. You can call in about anything you want to call in about. It's as simple as that. Oh, let me tell you some guests we've got coming up, hopefully this week. On Wednesday, we've got Mark Mason coming in, who's written this brilliant book. Now, it sounds boring. Right?
It does. It does.
But it's brilliant. Male Obsession, A Journey Round Britain by Postcode. It sounds boring. It's not. Did you know that until 1975, the Shetland Islands were called Zetland?
No, I didn't
See,
know that.
exactly.
Well, now I do.
Did you know up until, I'm going to say 1969, if you sent a letter that wasn't sealed,
Yes.
you got it was cheaper.
Why? So everyone...
So they could check what was in it. It was cheaper. All of that stuff and more is in this this book. He's written some brilliant books. I think he's just so clever and knows all of this trivia, but
But
presents.
he's also really funny.
Yeah,
Funnier than-
he's coming in on Wednesday, and he's going to be talking about that, because that book's just coming out on paperback, Male Obsession. It's a brilliant, brilliant book. And then on Friday, hopefully, we're going to link up live with Los Angeles, California. And last week we spoke about the Bruceploitation movies, all the kind of... Bruce Lee, when he was alive, only made, I think, 4.5 films. But when he died, there were about 300 or 400 other films that came out supposedly starring Bruce Lee or Bruce Lee lookalikes. There's a guy whose name escapes me. Let me just find his name. Is it Michael Worth. He's writing a book about this, and he's doing a documentary about it. He's going to come on the show on Friday night. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'm just, all of those of you that have watched Holy Hell for Film Ring, I am just waiting for Will, who made the film, to get in touch. Although I've got his mobile number, so if we don't hear from him by Wednesday, I'll give him a call or something, and we'll sort out him coming on the show. So hopefully that will be Thursday, but it might be next week. But that's the film you need to watch for Film Ring, Holy Hell.
And it's a film and a half.
Isn't it just? It's really divided people and divided sympathies. And I can understand why. I have nothing but sympathy for everybody involved in that story. You know, I find it an incredible story, but lots of people have come away saying, well, got no sympathy for him. They were all suckers.
Well, they were innocent souls looking for something.
Well, you know, it'd be interesting to see. Will was one of those people. So, whatever. So that's your homework. Try and have it watched by Thursday. We're going to aim to have it on Thursday. Holy Hell on Netflix. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We call you back. Matthew's on the line. Good evening, Matthew. Let's try. Hello? Oh, Matthew's gone. Okay.
Oh,
Matthew. Try and call him back, please, Ed. Instead, it means we go to, whenever a caller drops off, we have to go to the subs bench, and on the subs bench, it's Alan Caddick.
What kind of cake?
Lemon drizzle.
Oh, you can't go wrong with lemon drizzle.
No cake for me, Alan.
Well, you're on a diet?
I'm on a diet, although saying that, I was in bed last night. I went to bed very early, about 8 o'clock, 8:30.
So you didn't watch X Factor then?
Didn't watch the X Factor. I don't watch the X Factor. I don't like the X Factor.
Well, I could tell you who's going to win it.
Will it be Honey G, will it?
No, it'll be Simon Cowell.
There we go. Now we're live. Sorry, guys. We're 24 minutes late. Imagine that. That wasn't live. That was pre-recorded. Do you know why? Do you know why we were 24 minutes late? Because we were watching Big Bloody Brother. I know. Here's the thing, right? I thought there's no point in us starting at 10 o'clock because everybody will be watching Big Brother. So why don't we watch Big Brother? So that's what we did. Hang on a second. Yes, Alan Caddick. Hello, Alan. Alan Caddick. Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Hello there. Hola. Hola.
Hola, Gringo.
Hola. Well, Gringo's a little bit racial stereotype. Yes, Alan.
You know that thing we can't talk about on the other side of the pond?
What do you mean, Donald Trump?
There's been some developments.
Oh, because what developments are they? He said, splutteringly.
Well, he's hired a new communication guy, and 10 days on, he's fired him.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. That's not a development, because that happened, that in the ever-changing world of Donald Trump, in this ever-changing world in which we live in, of Donald Trump, that's old news. He's probably got through another 3 by now. I liked Scaramucci. Hello, are you listening? I liked Scaramucci because he went on air and said that, someone could suck his own dick.
But will he do the fandango?
That's no way to speak about my wife. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, it really is America is a car crash. I can't wait for the season finale because it looks like it's going to be fun.
Sponsored by North Korea.
It was sponsored by North Korea.
Yeah, because the North Koreans with their weapons testing.
Oh.
They're getting ever closer.
The old North Koreans and their weapon testing, guys. When will they learn? What's so funny, Alan, about peace, love, and indeed a little bit of what can only be described as understanding, huh? Okay.
Nuclear Armageddon.
Nuclear Armageddon on that bombshell. That's an even more stilted conversation than usual with Alan, for crying out loud. And those conversations are normally pretty stilted. That one was even more stilted. Good evening, dear listener. Yes, we were, I have to confess, 24 minutes late starting the show. That's groundbreaking for you, because we were watching Big Brother. And I literally thought, well, no one's going to be listening because everybody is watching Big Brother. So let's watch some of Big Brother. And then, when your boss phones up and says, why aren't you doing the radio show that you're being paid extortionate amounts of money for? And you say, no, I'm watching Big Brother. And he says, yeah, that's not a good enough reason. You know that. You've all had those phone calls, yeah? Well, that's what happened to me. And so it turns out that, be spontaneous, be a little bit dangerous, be a little bit raunchy, a bit blue, something for the dads. But there is an avant-garde line that you cannot cross, and that is the avant-garde line of being in the same building as the studio, but not actually doing the show. It turns out, Catherine, we've found the limit as to what nonsense our boss will not actually tolerate. And it turns out that limit is being in the same building, but not actually being on air when your show is on, and still invoicing them for that show. Turns out that's out of order.
Well, it's taken over a year. We found it.
We found the limit. We found the line. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I'm going to be honest. That Big Brother lineup, it's a bit dull. Barry from EastEnders, I've met him when I've been doing the Big Brother spin-off programmes. He's a really nice bloke, actually, a lovely bloke. I seem to remember he's got a really lovely wife as well, whose name I can't think of. But a really nice bloke, who's one of those blokes that's like, yeah, where do you want me to stand? What do you want me to say? One of those. Nice guy. Big draw for Big Brother, though, for Celebrity Big Brother. I don't know. Lovely Helen Lederer. I love Helen Lederer, and I got excited when I saw her go in, because I think she is fab. And I don't want to say national treasure, because that just normally means an old person. And I think she's funny and brilliant and clever and was my flies are undone and innovative and a lot of people will now only know her from that kids show Salty Jack.
Salty Jack. You always call it that.
What is it then?
Old Jack's Boat.
Yeah, well, I think my title's
The dog is
better.
Salty Dog.
Here we go. Ugh.
I know.
It's like that fella in the park. This is not the time for laughter, for crying out loud. But she is a very funny person and was a very innovative comedian, and I think opened a lot of doors for women to do comedy on television. Was it Naked Video, wasn't it, the programme that I think she was on, when it was quite rare to see funny women on TV. Women were often the straight man, if that's not too much of a mixed metaphor.
Also, she delivered the absolutely most brilliant training scene in the hilarious ITV comedy Splash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By being tipped into the swimming pool off a crash mat.
Have we had Helen on the show?
No, we need to.
Why have we not? Because I know her. I mean, I don't know her. We see each other. Last time I saw her was at some weird Dennis the Menace thing, watching kids getting gunned. But I've got her number. Although after Big Brother, she won't want to come on this tosh. Everyone else, meh. I was, there was nothing really. There
was someone off Gogglebox.
Who was that?
Sandy.
There was the annoying bloke with the monobrow from The Apprentice from about 3 years ago.
Karthik, yeah.
Oh, I feel a bit Karthik. That is, what? Really?
Where's Snoop Dogg? We need someone like that in there.
Well, was the big American, that plastic lady? Candy.
There was also an American...
Randy.
Well, yes, she's from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which I love.
Yeah.
She's not on that anymore because she kicked off with everyone there. I think she's done her act there, so she's going to do that here. But there was also a big American man. I don't know who he was.
Hey, it's a bit of a, oh, really? I knew we should have watched Eden on Channel 4. I wanted to watch Eden. You hear about that?
Said.
Well, did you know what the show is?
No.
They sent a load of people up to live in, like, the woods in Scotland, and they were going to film it for a year, right?
No clothes on?
No, they had clothes on, but they were going to had to make a community, right? And they were going to film it for a year, and they were told it was going to get shown every week, right? Then they all came out, and Channel 4 went, right, we need to tell you, we haven't actually been showing it on TV because your community broke down and became so toxic that we decided not to show it. So they spent a year at this thing, thinking they'd come out and be reality stars.
And it was so toxic. So it was a horrible, horrible life they were living.
Yeah. Oh,
and no one's filming it.
No, they filmed it. And it's being shown this week. So instead of it being shown over a year, it's all being shown it's being condensed into this 1 week.
What the hell were we doing watching Channel 5?
I know, guys. I know. How's about them apples? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, this is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
So yeah, Eden looks good, but here's the thing about television now. You can watch it anywhere, anytime. You don't even have to set the video recorder. You don't even have to set the video to do that. Betamax, VHS, Philips 2000. You don't need to do it. You can just, so I can go I could. I won't. But when I ride home on my scooter tonight, I brought my scooter in, I could strap the phone to the front and watch the telly on that. I'm not going to.
I really wouldn't.
I'm not going to. No. It's illegal. And also, I don't know my way home without using a motorway. So
also, you're a bit wibbly on that thing.
I'm very wibbly on that thing. I haven't ridden it for ages. I stalled it. Or rather, I thought I'd stalled it on the A40 flyover, which is the road coming into London. It's high up. It's 2 lanes, very, very busy. Goes onto the Marylebone Road. And I'm in the middle of it, trying to weave in between the vehicles, because I'm not very good at that. And Gatford and CJ, I'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I'm not very good at the weaving in between cars. I'm still building up the courage to do that. And I need whiskers like a cat to know my width, right? And I've clipped a couple of wing mirrors. These things happen. But then I stalled it, and I thought, oh, shit. So I tried starting it again, and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't turn over. Now, it took a few minutes to start, because I've not ridden it for a couple of weeks. So I thought, okay. But then the cars are sort of moving, and so I sort of have to get over to the side. I'm there for about 3 or 4 minutes. It's not going. It's just not turning over. And I'm trying different, and it's just not, I'm thinking, oh God, this is awful. This is the worst thing. And then it turns out that I'd flicked the engine cut-off switch. Why would you put an engine cut-off switch right next to the thing that make the thing you turn, the circular thing you turn to make you go faster? Why would you do that, scooter designers? So I managed to get it started, and then I was riding along. I got it up to 60 today. Went up to 60 miles an hour.
And how did that make you feel as a person? It's a good job you got an enclosed helmet.
That was what was going on at 60 miles an hour. Flipping heck, man. It's terrifying. I've got to do it back tonight, and oh God.
Do you want a lift and you can just get a taxi?
Well, if it's raining, I'm going to get a taxi. I don't like it. I was driving in the rain, and it wasn't heavy rain. It was like a light, gentle rain, and it was quite romantic, actually. But I wouldn't ride it in the heavy rain. It's not what it's about. It's not what it's about.
It's not really an outdoor bike, is it?
It's not really for use by a lanky, middle-aged man. Good evening, CJ.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Ups and downs, swings and roundabouts, but all in all, CJ, mustn't complain.
Brilliant. You know, in the 25 minutes, what was it, 20 minutes, when you were watching Big Brother?
It was, I've had official confirmation from my boss, it was 24 minutes I have to dock from my invoice for this show, which is...
Well, I've got some good news here.
Yeah, go on.
The audio stuff they were playing was you talking about your bad back.
Did I have a bad back?
Mm.
Well, I don't have a bad back now. Look, I'm dancing a jig.
Gosh, it's a miracle.
Because I thought it was a live broadcast.
I wondered why people were tweeting me about spasms and tramadol.
Yeah.
I thought, what's going on?
Well, I thought it'd be funny to set up a crowdfund page whilst that was playing, saying, let's help Iain with his bad back.
Now you mention it, the twinges are coming back. The twinges are coming back, CJ. Well, I can feel something going.
Someone has donated £4 to cover that 20 minutes. So we're okay.
Oh man alive. Well, that's
I'm not joking, it's a real page. It's crowdfunding / pray for Iain.
Oh, get rid of
genuine thing.
Well, make sure you don't say it's for me and give it to Chad. I don't want it. I've not got a bad back. I don't want to crowdfund money for my bad back. I've got plenty. Listen, I have a lovely, not an atheist. What do they call it? An optometrist? No, an osteopath called Brian. I have a lovely bloke called Brian, and when my back,
I'm not sure where that £4 is going to go. To be honest.
No, when my back's feeling dicky, I go and see Brian. I give him 40 quid. He clicks me, and I feel a whole lot better. But
should we send it in?
Huh?
Should we send the £4?
I don't want the £4! Get rid of the £4, you lunatic! Dear God! Dear goodness gracious me! 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Gatford!
Iain Lee! Curly Calf!
Don't bring me into this.
No.
All right, okay, fair enough. Well, fair enough.
I don't know... hang on a minute. I don't think I could name you. By the way, I thought of a brilliant game the other day. Remind me XYZ in a bit.
All right.
I don't think I could name you an opera.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, even I could do that. I'll name you three.
Tosca, is that an
Yes.
opera?
Yeah, yep. Barbara Seville.
Okay, let's do it. We're going round. Catherine?
La Traviata.
Okay. The Mikado.
Madame Butterfly.
Yeah.
Hang on, Kath's raising... see, this is it. I knew she'd get snobby with us. I've said the Mikado and you said Madame Butterfly. You're saying that's not an opera?
Well, isn't the Mikado, isn't that Gilbert and Sullivan?
He's good, I like him.
It's not proper,
All right.
opera, is he? He's not proper.
La Traviata.
I've already done that one.
Okay. That's it. I'm out of...
Yeah.
She's calling you a tosser.
No, I'm saying Tosca.
I did Tosca.
No, you never.
That's it, we're out of operas.
Aida.
Aida
Carmen.
What's Aida got to do with it?
Yes.
Yeah, we're probably not the right audience for opera.
No, we're not the right audience for opera,
this
are
is
we?
not Radio 3.
No, we are not an opera-loving society.
That's more a James Whale audience thing,
Oh,
isn't it?
God!
Dex, for Dex, yeah.
Tommy?
Well,
it's a rock opera.
A rock opera.
Toppy.
Oh, sorry, Tommy, yeah?
Tommy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you? Tommy, can you see me? Can I help to cheer you?
Well, in that case, then, can I... Oh, no, I can't really go for The Wall by Pink Floyd. It's not an opera.
No, mate, it's a concept.
No, it's a concept
It's a CA, a concept album, or a crappy album.
Could do concept albums, but that would take a while. But,
Yeah, so here's the game I've got, right?
XYZ.
XYZ.
Oh,
Right.
no, don't say Z.
You've got to... We go round...
Yeah.
Oh, we need a fourth player, otherwise it's not going to work.
03444991000.
If you want to play XYZ. What we do... Oh, we've got one! Hang on a minute. Right, we're late for the break. Stay there, Gatford. We've got the break, and then me, Kath, Gatford and Andre, we're going to play XYZ.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
03444991000. So we're going to have a quick game of XYZ. Good evening, Andre.
Hi.
Yeah, hello. What?
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, well. Oh, it's a beautiful...
Andre.
Oh, what? Is that Gatford?
Yeah. How you doing?
Oh, mate, yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, no, not too dusty.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just listening to Neil Diamond at the moment, in between...
Oh, yeah, we're raising money tonight for Andre to get a ticket to Neil Diamond.
Oh, right. I'll give in some money for that. Yeah, why not?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, right, thank you, Cap.
Andre, we're going to play XYZ. Yeah. Are you in?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
right.
Go on, go for it.
The way this works is you need 2 or 4 to play it, right?
Yeah.
We start with me on X, and I have to name a band that begins with X.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we go to Catherine, and she has to name a band that begins with Y.
Yeah.
Then we go to Gatford, who has to name a band that begins with Z.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Then we go to Andre, who has to, and we start again. So Andre has to name a band that begins with X. Then I'm Y. Then you're Z. So we got it, yeah?
Oh my.
Yeah, that's it. Go on,
Here we go. Here we go. I'm starting with an X. XTC.
Yazoo.
ZZ Top.
Exo Specs.
Whoa, I was gonna. Yellow. It can be a band or artist. Band or artist.
Surname, can I go with?
Yes, of course you can.
Zappa.
There we go. She's in.
Can I go for the XX?
Yeah, of course you can. Begins with X, mate.
Yep, that was fun. The XX.
No, hang on a minute. You're not doing X, though.
Yeah, I am, because Kath did Z.
Yeah, so... No, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Right, so then it's Andre's turn to do Y.
Oh.
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, away you go, Andre.
Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Yep. Z. Ooh, I can't be out of my own game. This can't be good. Oh,
he's gone. He's had it.
He's had it.
Shut up!
He's blown it.
I've not blown anything.
You have.
Oh no!
You're out for 10 goes.
I've got one.
Don't Google it.
Zulu.
Oh, for the Z, surely.
Okay.
Yeah, Zulu.
Yeah, but you're doing X.
No, I'm the X.
I'm doing Z. Flipping heck. Do you know the alphabet, you muppet? I know you haven't got all the toes that God gave you. You lost it. You wasted a toe.
No, look, but the toe next to it...
There are children in Africa who would kill for a toe.
Well, send them over.
Excuse me.
The one next to it has become dislocated.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I know.
That one's going as well.
Get on with the game. I'm going to win it.
Sorry, Andre, you got places to be.
Catherine, get off the internet.
I'm not.
You're
I
on
promise.
Twitter, mate. You're
no,
on
but
Twitter.
I promise I'm
You're
not.
on Twitter.
I promise I'm not cheating.
Right, so what
Do you
we're left
remember
with
when I'm on X?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Christina Aguilera went dirty?
Yeah.
And everyone called it Xtina? Yes, it happened.
No.
Yes, it happened.
Doesn't matter.
So I'm going Xtina.
All right, I will let you have that. Go on. Who's why?
Me, Neil Young.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, good. Go on.
Who am I?
Zed.
What one?
Oh, I've got a good one. I've got a good one for Zed. That's not made up like Zulu.
Hold on.
Zed.
Yep.
Zeppelin.
He's got you.
Yeah, I'm going to let him have that. Have that. All right, so I'm X.
Well, I know, 'cause it's true, that's why.
Well, it's Led Zeppelin.
Don't get cocky, Andre.
If you went into HMV or Tower, would you go to the L section or the Z section?
I'd go to the CDs, personally.
Oh, for crying out. Right, okay, what am I on? X. Billy Idol.
Pardon?
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol?
Is that how the alphabet works now?
We're doing X, yeah?
Yeah.
Billy Idol.
Well, where's the X in that?
Billy Idol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of Billy Idol's band, guys?
Billy Idol?
It's flipping,
Oh, it was Generation X.
Thank you for being a friend. Catherine's on Y. Here we go.
Yaz and the Plastic Population.
Oh, yes, baby! Who's on Z? Gatford?
Me,
I've got a great one for Z. Bring it back.
Not Frank Zappa, his son, the other Zappa.
You got a name, boy? Got a name, boy?
No, because I just have to say the Zappa.
No, you don't. You've got to name him.
It's not like Moonchild Zappa.
No, that's not her name.
Earthchild Zappa.
Nope. One more and you're out.
Oh, blimey, Kath, you're strict.
You have no idea.
Go on.
Gatford?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
How's that Wikipedia going?
No, I'm not. I'm not touching a computer unlike you two, cheats.
I'm not.
Well.
I've got a bit of Neil Diamond going on here, look.
Okay.
He can't sing and dance, but he can't walk.
Tell Neil Diamond to shut up.
Yeah.
All right, I'll turn it down for you. There you go.
Gatford?
Come on.
Yeah. Give me a second. Come
on, Gatford.
I'm coming off the Zappa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Any time tonight, Gatford.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there.
Go on, let's give him a clue.
Billy Idol.
Thanks for calling, Gatford. Thanks for playing. Right, so it's my turn. No, it's Andre's turn.
Yeah.
So he's on
X.
No.
Or the Z. Is he going to come?
No, he's on X. He's on X. Andre, you're on X.
Oh, man.
X.
Ooh, it's a good game, isn't it? It's a good game, this.
X-ray specs, I sit down on.
Yeah, we've had that. We've had that. Come on, boy.
If you want, put me X3C.
Already been done, mate.
That was the first one, first cab off the rank, I'm afraid, Ons.
Ons.
I've got a great one for X. Following the rule of being able to make the second word begin with the letter.
Extreme? No, not extreme.
Now, did
really?
Extreme spell it with an E?
No. I don't think so.
Nah.
Shall I check?
Check, see how they spell Extreme.
Yeah.
With an E.
Sorry, Andre. We're going to have to say goodnight, mate.
All right, then. Well,
there we go. So where are we now? Why? Me? Is it me? Yes?
Yeah.
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 No, that's my band. Yes.
Oh. Dweezil Zappa.
X, Y, Z, X. Liberty X.
Okay.
0344 499 1000 if you want to play X, Y, Z.
Sydney Youngblood.
Yep.
I don't know where the hell he came from.
Which Zappa did you just have?
Dweezil.
I'll have Moon Unit.
Okay. So, am I an X again?
Yes, mate. Yes!
Oh, gosh.
Oh, baby. There we go. Come on, go.
No, I'm out.
Game over, guys. Game over.
I fold.
You folded. Well done. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. So I did ride my scooter in today because the car is... Well, you don't think the engine light was going off, on and off in my car?
Yeah,
it's gone off now.
Fix then.
So, but my wife's car has leaked inside the car.
What's leaked? Oil?
No, water. Water has leaked inside her car.
What, rain?
Yeah. And so it's buggered the car up. It somehow... She's got a golf. It somehow has leaked into the car and has destroyed the computer.
Ooh.
The cars are now...
She didn't leave the window open.
No, apparently it's kind of a little bit of a fault with these things. Thank Paul and tell him, thank you, try again tomorrow, please. There's only so much life I can have sucked out of a show. Apparently it's a bit of a thing with some Volkswagens, and the water has leaked. Now it's knackered the computer that powers the car. That's going to be an expensive job because they don't just put a Spectrum in or something.
No.
That's the whole thing. So the car got towed away. So she's borrowed my car, right? And the engine light is off now, which is fine. So I phoned up the garage and said, I'm not going to bring it in because anyone went, all right, fair play. But then I got a text from my wife earlier on today saying, now don't panic, but there was a lorry blocking a street. And I got out of the car and asked the lorry if he would move. And he told me to F off. So I tried to drive around him. And he reversed to block me in. So I said I was going to report him. So he took my number plate and said he was going to report me to the police. So if anyone from the police gets involved...
As if the police are going to get involved in that kind of nonsense.
Well, we know the police get involved in all kinds of things these days. But so she has been involved in an incident...
A fracas.
A fracas? My car is a fracas. She has... say no to fracas. She has incited a road rage incident... and people will think it's me.
Yeah.
People will think it's me. What has done it? Good evening, Paul.
Evening, Ian. I think we should start a campaign to report Ian Lee to the police.
What? God, no, please. What? Not now. What have I done now? Just to keep me on my toes.
Have you ever been arrested, Ian?
Do you know what? I've never been arrested, even in my wild younger days.
Oh, you need that experience, mate. It's brilliant.
I wouldn't like it now, but I wish it had happened when I was younger. What happened to you?
I've been arrested twice and I've been locked up, but only in police cells.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed being in a cell. It was like being a monk, you know. It was quiet. It was meditative. I had a wonderful time in that cell. So I would recommend it to anybody.
I wish I'd done it in my 20s. I don't really want to do it in my 40s.
I was arrested for thought crime, but I was never prosecuted. I turned the tables on the police.
Yes.
And I actually charged them.
What?
I took the police to court.
And how did that go for you?
Oh, man alive. It became a national story. It was all over the world, you know.
Well, did it get 1 million hits like your videos do?
50 million.
50
Come
million.
on! But you're just plucking figures out.
50 million
You are
hits,
plugging figures. There we go. Out of thin air.
You know when you Google something and it comes up with a few references?
Yes.
There were 24 pages of references on this.
Oh well, that doesn't mean but that doesn't mean it's been seen 50 million times. If you Google Stones, you'll get like 100 pages. But Stones.
That was a Conservative estimate, by the way, Ian.
50 million. Shut up, you nut job.
No, seriously.
Did you get arrested by the police for talking bollocks? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, they only arrest you if you talk bollocks. If you talk sense, they just walk on by.
I was brought up. I'm old school. I'm old school. And listen, I know the police have. I know they do some terrible, terrible things, including.
They've changed the police, mate.
Including, sometimes killing young black men. Yeah. But I was brought up to totally respect and be afraid of the police. So if ever I see a copper, I'm always, good evening, officer. I got followed by a copper on Twitter, and I replied saying, good evening, officer. What seems to be the problem? And they just replied, oh, nothing. We're fans. This isn't an investigation or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a lot of time for the police.
What shocked me is when I was in the police station, you know, you're sitting down, all these coppers are walking around you. I've never seen so many fat backsides in my life.
Well, they do. They changed the rules, didn't they, about height and about girth for coppers. And, I mean, I don't think.
They're not what they used to be.
Well,
Ian,
I don't think Bobby's. I don't think Bobby's chase crooks down the street anymore. That's not the job anymore, is it?
There wasn't a tash in the station. There wasn't a moustache in the station.
God
when
damn
I was a lad, all decent coppers had a moustache.
All decent coppers had a moustache. You're absolutely right, Paul.
Big, thick, black one.
Steady.
Like Frank Zappa.
Here we go. Paul, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000.
Those were the hairy old days, weren't they?
You weren't allowed to have a beard as a copper, but you can now.
Yeah, well, same in the army, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they were worried that someone would grab your beard and pull your cheeks off, or something like that. I'm not quite sure what the. Here we go. You're in trouble. Andrew says, "Dear Kath, such a snobby thing to say the Mikado's not a proper opera. Of course it is. It's like saying astrology's not a science." Oh, he's a nut job, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that was a genuine, sensible person.
Someone proving my point.
He's a nut job. Dear listener, we're 24 minutes late. I need to speak to the boss to see if we can run over for an extra 24 minutes. But while we do that, why don't you listen to some ads?
Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We should have a look in the papers. Some exciting news. Box Fizz are back, not on this show. And robots are going to take over the world and bum us all to death. Oh, and we've got Derek Griffiths. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha. I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha. I got the Melbourne fever and I like to sing-a-ling. I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha. The rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha. I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha. I got the Melbourne fever and I like to sing-a-ling. I like the rock and roll music and I like to dance the cha-cha-cha.
I mean, really? Yes, ba-dum-bum-bum. How could you not like Juanitos and Hey? That is Juanitos and Hey. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Of course, the king of bullshine, I mean, he's been to court, so excellent psychic man, Derek Acorah, is in the Big Brother house. Do they pay double? Is Sam going in as well?
Not just Sam, the whole spirit world, surely.
The whole... Oh, just think of all the celebrities they're getting for Derek Acorah's fee. John Lennon, Churchill, Orson Welles, Bruce Lee.
Mary, who, of course...
loves Dick. So they really have played an absolute blinder by getting the king of improvised theatre, I think that's the polite way of describing him, in there. David Babcock, our ghost hunter, must be so pleased to see someone from his profession in the Big Brother house, doing the good work of all of those people that claim to be able to speak to dead people, even though they're dead. And once you die, that's it. Nothing. End of. Game over. There's no heaven, there's no hell, there's no limbo, there's nothing. The lights switch off and your consciousness is gone and you count for naught. Not a bean. Not a bean. So he must be pleased that that's happening.
I'm sure David's overjoyed.
Did anybody go in after we... How long did it go on for? Did we leave? Did Boss drag us in before the end, maybe?
Selfishly, yes, he did.
So can we see... Can you tell me who else... Hang on, I'm going to clip my neck. It's going to be a good one.
Oi!
That was a bad one. Hang on, here it is. Listen.
Oh,
no, there's more in there, but it's just not happening. Who else has gone in the Big Brother house? I do have to say... It was a poor Karthik from The Apprentice.
Yep.
Very poor Reeves.
Sarah brackets Party Harding.
No, I like Sarah Harding.
So do I.
I sat
no, actually, I don't like her because she moaned all the way through my labour.
I sat opposite her at an awards do once while we had a meal, and I got on with her greatly.
Well, when I was having my first baby and I was
Yes.
in some discomfort because
Yes.
it does smart.
Yes.
The girls allowed were learning to ride ponies, and all I could hear was her whinging about how much it hurt falling off a pony. Well, I hurt more, and I hadn't fallen off anything.
Tell you what I want to know is how big Prince Charles's penis is, and how good or bad a lover he was. That's what I want to know. So I, for one, can't wait to see this excellent documentary from the Queen of Hearts, Lady Di, revealing everything from beyond the grave. I can't wait for it.
Ooh.
And all that. Well, come on. If there's something salacious in there, you're going to read about it and you're going to watch it. Bring it on.
I don't want to know about Prince Charles's little king.
It's going to, the heir to the throne is apparent. That's what he says.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's a royal decree.
If you can see, Prince Charles, the heir to the throne is apparent. Would you like to sit on the throne?
Oh, gosh.
Stand to attention. I think it's in the public interest to know what sex was like between those two people. Hey, she was media savvy, right? She knew it was being filmed. She knew that on the anniversary of her death, we would get to see these tapes. She knew all of this. She's not stupid. Oh, but what about the boys? Oh, they'll be all right. If there was a tape of mine... Here's the thing. I've had to ask my mum the last time she had an orgasm, and does she masturbate? I've had to ask her these questions.
And you're fine.
And I am absolutely fine. I had to ask those questions at a hospital thing when they were giving her... she was on a cannabis treatment thing. And I had to ask her... all right. And I said, Mum, I'm going to ask you two questions. You're going to answer them, and we're never going to talk about this ever again. When was the last time you had an orgasm, and do you masturbate?
Oh, my God.
So, if I can do that, that's a true story. I actually did in Reading Hospital. A bit like Reading Jail, a bit like Oscar Wilde there, but slightly different. If I can do that, then the boys can set their video recorders to tape this and sit through that. It's the least they could do in memory of their dear old mum.
I know the soundtrack to my conception. I mean, for God's sake.
Was it this?
Oh, stop it. Oh, really, honestly.
Oh, no. There we go. We've got the full transcript in your son.
Don't do the voice.
I remember meeting Charles and feeling desperately sorry for him. Where's the bit about sex?
Oh, God.
Sex with Charles. Here we go. Let's get some... hang on a minute.
Sexy music.
Let's get a little bit of sexy music. Hang on a minute. We're going to do this. We've got the scoop. We might as well. If we go on to the old YouTubington. YouTube! Open, Sarah. For goodness sakes. It will not... okay, we'll have to find... if that's not going to open, then I have to go on something that's not quite so sexy. But it'll do the job. Here we go. Sex with Charles. Well, there was. But it was odd. Very odd. But it was there. Then it fizzled out about 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Well, 7, because Harry was just 8. Instinct told me it was just so odd. I don't know, there was no requirement for it from his case. Sort of once every 3 weeks, and I kept thinking. And then I followed a pattern. He used to see his lady once every 3 weeks before we got married. That's it!
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you didn't give us the ins and outs.
Oh, that... Catherine, you lowered the tone. It's David Babcock, the show's very own ghost hunter.
Yes, well.
Sorry?
Well.
What's that in reference to? Have you fallen down a well?
I've not fallen down a well, but the Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother viewers are about to.
Oh, why is that? You must be pleased that one of your own, a performance artist and improviser, is inside the Big Brother house this evening. Must be good news for all of you guys.
Right. Let's just take you up on the phrase "one of your own."
Yes.
Right. I am nothing like that silver-haired charlatan.
Well, he's very handsome, clean-shaven, got a big old man's nose, I noticed, but he's also very, very successful, very wealthy.
He's not silver-haired, he's got frosted tips.
Yeah, what? He looks like an all-round good egg.
I'll give you frosted tips if you say that again. He is abysmal.
Oh.
And he's making a laughingstock of serious, hard-working paranormal investigators like myself.
Yeah. What makes you say that, David? Because he's had a hugely successful television career, books he's written, live tours and shows. He's played all around the world. He's spoken to some of the most famous dead people alive. So,
he's an idiot.
Why do you say that?
Have you seen the and I hate to say it, but the Mary Loves Dick clip?
Everyone's seen that.
Yeah, we love that. It's a great clip. That's what you need to... that's gone viral, you see. You need to go viral.
Right, well, you see, when the cameras go off, he comes out of character, doesn't he?
Oh.
He comes straight out of character like a weasel out of a bumhole.
Oh, gosh.
Well,
I've never met the gentleman, so I wouldn't know. Tell me more.
I've met him.
Okay, go on.
I've met him.
Yeah.
I trundled up to him with my sack, and I said... Hello, Derek Acorah. And back then, I had no qualms with him.
Yes.
I said, hello, Derek Acorah, could you sign this, please? And yes. I held it out. And he said, oh, lovely. It's lovely to meet fans like yourself.
Yes, yeah. I'm confused as to where the bad bit of this story is.
Fans.
Yeah.
He spoke to me like I wasn't an equal.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you guys not have a secret handshake or something?
Yeah, slap him round the face.
Oh, come on now. I'm not going to encourage violence against one of Britain's greatest actors.
Well, do you like him?
I think he's fantastic. Yeah, I love it. Great.
Well, that's silly.
Okay, well, that's a strong argument, David. I'm not sure it would stand up in a court of law, but I appreciate you bringing it to the table.
He's a bloody charlatan.
Thanks for calling, David.
Right.
There we go. So another satisfied customer on the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Diana everywhere. Look, Diana here, Diana there, Diana every bloody where. Except on the front page of the Daily Express. That's strange.
Gosh.
They're going with statins. Now, I don't know what a statin is.
It's for blood pressure, isn't it?
Because 1 minute everyone's supposed to take statins, and then it's, oh, no, don't take statins. And then it's like, oh, no, yeah, everyone should have statins. Oh, no, statins. I'm confused. It's statin warfare, and I don't even know what a statin is. And I'm probably of the age where I should be, or should not be,
taking statins, depending on what day of the week you read the newspapers.
Yeah, I would definitely take statin advice rather than the Daily Express.
Yes.
I would take it from a medical professional.
Well, OK, but they flip and flop so much these days. All they need is scientific evidence, and they'll change their opinions. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Ah! Oh, yes, now I'm reminded. I've got important informazioni. So we're going to do another game of tag stroke had stroke it. And we gave out the date of Sunday. We're going to do it on a Sunday, right? If you missed the last one, it'll go out as a podcast at some point. And also, you can watch a brilliant film that our mate Dan, at Mugger Harris, made. It's beautiful, psychedelic celebration. Kath put the audio together and he kind of nicked some of the audio and the footage that I shot and Kath shot and a couple of other people who were there shot. And he's made it into a beautiful film. If you go to youtube.com/rabbithole, it's up there, as are loads of other stuff. There's tons and tons of stuff on there. There's that night that guy called in and gave me a rollicking and told me I was a bad parent. There's me interviewing Danny Baker, Tony Robinson. There's silly little films that some of you have made, dear listener. Dredge made a short film. So there's loads of stuff on there, and we're going to keep adding more stuff. I've been a bit slack recently, but now I've got a green screen. Could be anywhere. Now I've got a green screen. We could be literally anywhere. So you can see the film of had stroke tag stroke it up on there. youtube.com/rabbithole. We were going to do another one because it was so successful and we thought we'd do it on a Sunday. You know, I do the Virgin Radio show Sunday morning. And we thought we'd do it after that and maybe more of you could come. And so we were going to do it on Sunday the 27th of August. And then loads of people tweeted going, whoa, are you an idiot? That's the Notting Hill Carnival. That's the Notting Hill Carnival. Something I've never been to, something I have absolutely zero interest in going to. I don't like people. I don't like steel drums. I love jerk chicken, but a million people crammed into 3 streets. Ain't for me. And also getting around London that weekend is a nightmare. So, we've cancelled it. No, we haven't. We've moved it. We're going to do it on Sunday the 3rd of September. Is that right? That's the next one, isn't it? Yeah. Sunday the 3rd of September, we will be playing, Catherine and I are going to rock up to Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. If it's still going, I might do a little speech on Speaker's Corner, but I need to bring a box to stand on. You have to stand on a box. At 3 p.m, we're going to meet at Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park. The nearest tube, I think, is Marble Arch. And about 3:10, we're going to play, at the very least, 4 rounds of had, stroke, tag, stroke, it. We will not be playing Dobby. We might play Tiggy.
What is Dobby?
Dobby's in a very small part of the northwest, I think they call it Dobby. Tiny little part. We're going to play it, and hello, come in. And we're going to record it, and we're probably going to film it as well. Make another little movie. You are all invited. And you are invited to bring kids. And someone today tweeted, would it be all right if I brought a 3-year-old? Would they be too young? Hey, listen, you're the parent, but as far as I'm concerned, no.
It gives me a chance to catch someone.
Yeah.
Frankly.
So bring kids of any age, and we'll have a little chat with everyone before. And everyone that comes, I think, will be nice people that will not go easy on the kids, but it's not going to be rough and tumble. There's no falling over and rolling around. It's going to be a gentle game. It's going to be an intense game of tag.
Your kid will not get Boris'd.
No. Well, although I tagged one of those boys, but I literally a glancing blow across the head. He did a somersault. Yeah. Little SH1T. So it's happening, right? Sunday, the 3rd of September. You are all invited. I would say, bring some refreshments, bring some water. If you want to bring a little picnic, do that. I'm going to bring some bits and pieces. I think a little blankie to sit on. And we might go and get ice cream. If there's not loads of you, I'll buy you an ice cream. If there's loads of you, you can get stuffed. And we'll be there for about an hour. So maybe you want to incorporate it into your day if you're, doing a day trip to London or something like that.
Bring a picnic.
Yeah. So Sunday, the 3rd of September, at 3 p.m, we will be playing tag. Someone's trying to own me on Twitter about the Beatles.
What? Do they know who they're dealing with?
Recently, you did a quiz and asked the question, who was the original drummer with the Beatles? You said it was Pete Best. What about Tommy Moore and Norman Chapman? Both played in the Beatles prior to the Hamburg tour of 1960. I would say, Martin, they weren't called the Beatles then. I would say they might have been called the Silver Beatles, Beetles. I don't think they would have been the Beatles. I don't think they would have been the Beatles, Martin. So, nice try. Thank you, but no. Good evening, Richard.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Richard. What you got for us?
Talking about Derek Acorah, I didn't realise he was in Big Brother.
He is in the Big Brother house. He should have told you all psychically if you've signed up to his psychic newsletter.
Well, now he's safely in there with no, he's not listening to this because you're not allowed to listen to radio in there. I can safely say this, but he sort of...
Well, hang on a second. Bearing in mind he has been to court and sued successfully, I believe, for libel, just be careful.
Oh, there's no libel here. In fact, it's the opposite. Oh. He made me realise that I'm an awful hypocrite because once he followed me on Twitter, and I don't believe in any of that kind of fraud, but... once he followed me on Twitter, I felt I could never speak ill of, psychics or anything again. And I haven't since, and whenever sort of people are having a conversation about psychics, I always sort of bite my tongue just in case he sees it and gets upset.
Well, he doesn't need to follow you on Twitter to see it. He, of course, is omnipresent and omniscient. Omnipresent and Now, don't tell me. Why? This is the thing. I do think there's something going on with my brain. I think there's tiny worms in my brain because omnipresent... Omnipotent. Thank you, brain. Thank you, brain. Thank you.
Was that the word you were reaching for?
No, it wasn't.
There was another one, wasn't there?
Omniscient.
Boom.
There we go. There we go. Well done, Grandad. Well done, Grandad. That's right. Cup of tea, Grandad.
Mr. Acorah, I don't think he's ever claimed that he's, gained singularity with the universe.
Why is he following you?
I don't know. It was just sort of like I got a notification on Twitter. It's like Derek Acorah is following you, and I was like, "That's weird."
Wowzers!
I thought it was sort of like a parody account or something, and then no, it's him.
Maybe he has a message for you.
Oh, could be. C'est impossible.
He hasn't. But I even wished him a happy birthday, and
you bummed Derek Acorah.
Pardon?
You really like Derek Acorah?
Well, no, I don't, and I think,
Man up, Richard! Tweet him what you think. He's in the house. Tweet him now what you really think. He won't get it for a few weeks, and then he won't be that bothered when he comes out, because he'll be about £500,000 richer.
Well, it's the same thing that happened with Noel Edmonds. Like, Noel Edmonds also followed me, and then you did a show about his magic box that cured every disease ever.
Yeah.
And I felt like I couldn't join in because I was like, well, Noel's basically my friend now, so I don't, you can't say ill of your friend.
You've changed since you've started hanging out with celebs, Richard. You've changed.
What a party that would be, wouldn't it? Noel Evans, Derek Acorah.
Jeez, I mean, I better be fun. I better be fun with those two guys. Fun guys, fun older guys, bit of fun.
I feel like I'd fear for my life.
Yeah. Richard, thank you very much indeed. Richard, who is a magnet for celebrities on Twitter.
Celebrities with the same hairdo, actually.
Hey, later on we're going to play you interview with Derek Griffiths that we did, some of the interview, because Catherine forgot to press record and play.
I mean, it's the most important part of the interview.
And we're also going to play... Narina Palo came in. I love Narina Palo. That voice. And she's one of those people that every now and then I think... normally it happens. This is what happens with my relationship with Narina Palo, is I'll forget about her, and then my iPod on shuffle will play a song, and I go, "Oh, this is brilliant! Who's it? Oh, it's..." And then I'll remember Narina Palo, and then I'll devour all of her albums again, And it's just she's a brilliant songwriter. Oh, and the voice. And she came in today. We'll play it out probably Thursday, the full interview. She came in today with a guitar strapped over her back, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe she's off to play a live session later on. And she said, oh, I've brought the guitar just in case you wanted me to sing a couple of songs or something. Some places don't want me to sing. And I was like, well, if you don't mind, that'd be really nice. And we recorded it in this tiny, tiny little studio. It's like a little box room. And we sat and we chatted about pregnant cats and concerts and the Beach Boy. We talked about obscure Beach Boys albums and her new album. I said, so
would you mind playing a song for us? She goes, well, this isn't really... She pulled out this old guitar. She goes, this isn't the guitar I normally use. And she sat and she played 2 songs. The second song, I had tears in my eyes because it was so beautiful. I was not even 2 foot away from her, and she sat there and she's playing these songs. One I'd never heard because it was brand new and it was stunning, and one that is just, if I had to compile my top 10 list of songs, it would be in there. Oh, it was beautiful. I was trying not to cry, and at the end I just went, I love you so much.
You did. It was really heartfelt.
Oh, it was incredible, man. And it sounded... And I've not seen her live, you know. I was going to try and catch her last tour, and I couldn't. I'm definitely going to catch this one. So to be sat there and have one of your favourite voices singing one of your favourite songs that close to you... Oh, it was heavenly. We're going to play one of the songs a bit later on because it was just a joy. And we'll play the whole interview out probably Thursday, Friday, I'm thinking kind of early on in the show so that everybody gets to have a listen to it. And I will be listening to... I was going to say I listened to the new album on the way home. I haven't got a CD player on my bike. I've got nothing apart from me going... Ah! This is the terrifying noise I'm making. If you're anywhere near the A40 this evening about 1:15, you'll hear that. 0344 499 1000. Tom, stay there. Come to you after this.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
Yeah, I don't think... Guys, nice try. I don't think those Beatles you named were even in the Silver Beatles. I think they might have even been Quarrymen. So, nice try. Please, for your own sanity, guys, don't try and own me on the Beach Boys or the Monkees. And if you're going to try and own me on the Beatles, you've really got to know your stuff. You've really got to be sharp, because I will destroy you, and I will show no mercy. Tom's on the line. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Mr. Lee. How are you doing?
How am I today? Up and down.
Stairs or emotionally?
Emotionally, it's a tough old week. I felt terrible at the weekend, but I'm all right now. What you got for us, Tom?
Excellent. I just thought I'd call up just to say that thank you for a wonderful show on Saturday at Salford. Me and my sister really enjoyed it. She's a bit shy tonight, actually, which is a bit ironic considering she screamed at you from about 3 feet away.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Yes, I remember that we affectionately called her the nut job. I'm joking. Oh no, thank you for coming, man. It was we had an absolutely fantastic time, and it was nice to meet everybody afterwards, as we always do. And we're glad you enjoyed it.
Excellent, and we showed you a photo from Blast from the Past from
I know.
Camden.
No, you showed me a photo. It was only what, 7 years ago?
Just that, yeah.
And God, I looked so slim and young. I looked slim there, Tom. But yeah, that was sad. I cried all the way home as a direct result of that. No, it was nice. It was nice to see you. Thank you. You came from, was it the Isle of Wight, wasn't it? You guys came from?
Yeah, Chloe came from the Isle of Man. I came from slightly closer in Cambridge. Yeah, no, she's she won that distance off, didn't she?
Yeah, thank you. It is appreciated. We hope you got your money's worth. As I was saying the other day, me and Kath do everything we can to try and make all the shows around about a tenner, because we kind of think that that's affordable. And I think there was some funny bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the gusto and the gravitas that you put into your performance of Lucas Graham. I hope that you have your own podcast and music career after that.
Please don't encourage him with that.
Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, and that's funny you should mention that, because I'm thinking of doing a whole show one evening that's a musical. That's what I'm considering doing, and maybe we'll do that next week. In fact, here we go. Monday show. It's going to be a musical. That's what we're doing on Monday, a musical for the whole 3 hours, and that's primarily because Tom has given me the confidence in my singing to think I can carry it off. So
Tom,
thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. You're a good man.
I'll be there in the front row.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta, ta-ta. We will do that on Monday. We'll do a musical. We'll do a musical hour. That's what we'll do on Monday. We'll do a musical hour and I'll get some music and stuff, and everybody has to sing their contributions. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's happening on Monday, guys. So if you want to send me musical beds or things you want to sing along to, then please do Iain@iainlee.com. And
Bill, if you're listening, it's going to be your show.
It's happening, man. You can do it Acapulco, or you can be dressed. It's entirely up to you. There's a lot of stories in the papers recently. I don't know, what's going on? Are we not being told the truth? A lot of stories about spiders. Big spiders. I picked up a spider last night, another one. It was a big one. Again, not a big black one, a big thin one. Which I've not yet had to pick up a big black one. I think I could do it. It was a big thin one, and I'd seen them in the corner of the room, 2 of them. Mm-hmm. But then as I was going to bed, it was near the bed, and I went, no, you are not staying there. And I picked it up by its leg, and I was fine. I wasn't flinching. I didn't have to speak to myself and say, you're being a very brave boy, you're being a very brave boy. I spoke to the spider. I said, you are not welcome in this house. Out the window you go. And I got rid of it.
Progress.
This is like the 6th spider in about 4 months. This is incredible.
When you've done a fat, hairy one, then let's talk.
That's it.
Because that's
it.
That's the boss level.
That's going to be the test. A big, fat, black, hairy one where you can see it blinking. That really is going to be the test.
You see, I am the spider seer offer in our house.
Yeah.
But even I balk at a black hairy one.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. I have to get toilet paper.
You do what? Sorry, you balk at what?
A black hairy one.
Okay.
I'd have to get toilet paper to touch that.
I think I can do it.
What, bare hands?
I mean, finger and thumb holding its leg.
Oh, I wouldn't touch leg. You do the whole thing.
Oh! I nearly swore then. F off. No.
Do the whole thing.
You
get it in your... You get it in your bald fist. If you do that with its leg, it can grab you with the other 7.
I'm dry heaving. Don't make me dry heave,
what
please.
What if you pull its leg off and it runs up your arm?
Don't make me dry heave. I hate dry heaving.
You're such an amateur.
Brits' summer of Spider-geddon. This is only page 4 of the Daily Star. What's on page 1 that's kept it off? Oh, Ashley Cole Lover in Celebrity Big Brother. Okay, fine. That is far more important. They're right. Drenched Britain is set for an explosion of venomous spiders as the summer holidays get even wetter. The UK is braced for more downpours this week. So there's a picture of a priest baptising a baby in the sea in the story next to it. And doesn't that look like Matt Lucas as one of his characters?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it just? Anyway, sorry. Drenched... 0344 499 1000. Drenched Britain is set for an explosion of venomous spiders as the summer holidays get even wetter. The UK is braced for more downpours this week as an unexpected jet stream storms in from the Atlantic. And it is allowing the 8-legged beasts to go on a feeding frenzy. What do spiders eat? Flies. So stupid question.
And other spiders.
Do they eat... I mean, could you... Has anyone ever seen a spider running off with a Dorito? Or like a cheesy What's It? Or a Monster Munch? Could an ant carry a Monster Munch? Probably. Wouldn't that look brilliant, an ant with a Monster Munch? Where's that Monster Munch going? Hey, bloody ants, give us that back. Whoa, you have that back.
In the cartoons, they take like whole sandwiches and stuff, don't they?
Yes, they do. Millions of the terrifying creepy crawlies, they don't terrify me, are now lurking... ready to invade homes, campsites and offices as the population keeps on soaring.
Just those 3 places.
All the rain... Shut up, man. This is... What is this? All the rain is gluing flies and other spiders' prey to cobwebs so they cannot escape.
Right.
But the rain is gluing flies. Hang on a minute. First of all, the cobweb glues the fly. And also using the word glue, stupid. Maybe it's a science term because it's in quotes. That means the 8-legged horrors. This is the problem with these red top newspapers. The anti-spider rhetoric is disgusting. They've made us hate immigrants. They've made us hate firemen. They've made us hate doctors, and now they're trying to make us hate spiders. It won't work. That means the 8-legged horrors are coming over here, taking our benefits, and are packing on weight and putting them in conditions to breed. Now, millions of Brits on rainy staycation holidays in the UK are having to contend with the terror of the poisonous freaks lurking around every corner. The poisonous freaks.
Are you making that bit up?
No, I'm not. It's there.
Someone wrote that.
Andrew Jameson wrote it. Andrew.jameson at dailystar.co.uk.
Andrew must be terrified.
They are, now millions of Brits on rainy staycation holidays in the UK are having to contend with the terror of the poisonous freaks lurking around every corner. They are being warned to be extra vigilant as they bed down for the night in tents or caravans. Oh, this is horrible. No, it's not. It's fine. The fresh fears come after some of Britain's most poisonous species, the false widow, was spotted. Cambridgeshire dad Richard Cousins said he had a horrific close encounter with one in his shower. He shrieked as it crawled out of his foreskin.
What?
Oh, Jesus!
Shut up, that's not true.
Oh, no, hang on, sorry, that's not true. I've not got my spectacles on. He shrieked as it crawled inches from his bare flesh. The 50-year-old said, "I'm not going to tell my youngest daughter just yet. I've read about them and they are lethal." One of the 50-pence-sized spiders, cousins of the deadly Black Widow, left Mum of 5, Gemma Hunter, fearing she would need her foot removed in April. The perfect conditions for spiders also adds to fears we could see the... Here we go. Now this is terror mongering. The perfect conditions for spiders also adds to fears we could see the huge poisonous huntsman spider make its way to our shores. Britain's terrible forecast for the start of this month comes despite forecasters predicting this could be the hottest summer ever. Graham Madge of the Met Office said forecasters still believe temperatures could be above average for August. Don't scare me. Bring 'em on. Bring on the huntsman. Bring on the black widows. Bring on the tarantulas. Bring on all the spiders. Bring on Charlotte's Web. I will take you all on. I will destroy you. Or I'll put you out the window using my hat fingers. But I'm not holding it. 0344 499 1000. John, stay there. Come to you after this.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Good evening, John.
I'm not keen on the spider phoning, Ian, but I felt I had to ring.
Yes.
Because, serious point.
Yes.
I don't think it's good to pick spiders up. Because
tough.
I think my understanding is they can all bite.
Tough. Well, they can't. Not all spiders can bite.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they're all capable of biting.
Hey, you know, ladybirds can bite.
I'm not saying it would necessarily... Sorry, Ian, carry on.
Ladybirds can bite, so maybe spiders can bite.
I didn't know ladybirds.
Ladybirds can bite. Yeah.
There's a lot to worry about, isn't there?
But it's not like a spider in my house, as long as it's not a huntsman or a black widow or something. I don't think it's... You go, oh...
Well, there's a false... I think they're called false widows. Feel free to chime in, Kath, if you know, if you're able to identify.
She's gone to speak to her agent about this gig.
This is the second time I've rung. She hasn't been there. It's beginning to feel a bit personal.
Take the hint, I think.
I think so. Anyway,
yes.
Who needs Kath? I mean...
Oh, she walked in just as you said, who needs Kath? John! That is the worst possible timing.
We all need her.
We all need Kath, guys. We all need her.
I got away with that.
No, I don't know. She's moved. No. Turn my microphone off. Turn hers on. Let her deal with this.
So, John, who does need me? Let's talk about that.
The thing is, this is the second time you haven't been there when I've rung, and I was just wondering if it was personal. That's all.
Well, there is a little alarm that goes off, the old John alarm.
The point I'm making is that my understanding is that all the spiders can bite, and I have forced myself to join in on this phone-in. You know, obviously I don't want to ring and talk about spiders, but I just felt I should make this point.
Well, all spiders can bite.
This is my understanding of it, and listeners, feel free. You know, if you know about spiders, spiderologists, you know.
Spider-men and women, don't be sexist.
Yeah. I just feel, do you not think you are taking... I mean, I enjoy your show, and I would hate to think of something happening to you as a result of picking up a spider.
Well, I'm hoping that I'm going to pick up the right spider and I'll start being able to, shoot webs, climb on ceilings and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I did the same thing. I've never liked them. Don't ask me why. And I did the same. I sort of forced myself to pick them up. I can handle this. Yeah. You don't want to run around your house being scared of spiders. But then I heard this rumour that they all bite. So that's all I'm saying. And
I think that rumour might have been put about by the spiders.
Thank you very much. And I really can't say any more about spiders.
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Good evening, John. Good evening, John.
I refuse to listen to the fake news put about by the arachnids, frankly.
Oh, I was just starting to like that Scaramucci guy. I was thinking I'm the Scaramucci of the radio, talking about James Whale being able to fillet himself. Wasn't it lovely hearing, Radio 4 News PM and Paddy O'Connell on Sunday talking about self-fellatio. It was incredible. I miss that guy, and I just think he only had that job for 10 days, and his wife divorced him. I mean, that's a shame. Poor guy. Good evening, Jay.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Jay.
How you doing, mate?
I'm all right. I'm a little bit nervous.
I just have to call. I just have to call in because I heard you talking about spiders.
Yeah, spider special.
Of course, all spiders can bite, but not all spiders can bite humans.
What?
Oh, soft teeth.
Because every spider has to bite to be able to eat.
Has a spider got a mouth?
Yes.
Right. So if I were to look at a spider closely, like really close my left eye, bring him up to my right eye, really, really close, and really stare as hard as I could I see his mouth and his tongue? Has a spider got a tongue?
No, they don't have tongues, but it depends on the size of the spider. They have mouth parts, like most. Like insects, I know spiders aren't insects, I know that, but they have mouth parts.
Yes.
So they have a jaw, and they have bits around there that enable them to eat. But all spiders can bite, because that's what allows them to eat, but not all spiders are able to bite through human skin.
Mm.
Right.
So, but...
Yes, but...
I have a story about spiders, about huntsman spiders.
Beautiful. By the way, if anyone has got a spider of a story, of them having a lump on their arm, their leg, their back or their foot,
not true.
And then it bursting and a spider crawling out, or millions of spiders crawling out, 0344 499 1000 will put you straight on air. Continue, Jay.
Urban myth. Okay, so my spider story is very...
No, there was a story... No, hang on a second.
What?
There was a story in the paper last week. We did it. About a girl and a spider crawled out of her leg.
Yeah,
no, you're not buying it. It was in the paper. A spider crawled out of her leg.
That's gospel, is it, if it's in the paper?
Yes, of course, the papers don't print lies, Jay!
I've read things about you in the papers, Ian. Should I believe all of them?
What have you read in the papers about? I've not been in the papers for years. Last time I was in...
True.
The last time I was in the papers... what was the last time I was in the papers for? It wasn't The Stalker. I'll tell you what it was. Last time I was in the papers... I was doing Rise, and I was off my nut most of the time, and I was going out with someone, and I gave my phone number to somebody who came on the show, and it got in the papers, and I got rightly, I was a sex pest. Before it was fashionable to be a sex pest, Jay, and I got quite rightly got dumped by the person I was going out with for that.
Isn't that the most, I mean, you're a cad, obviously.
Yes.
But isn't that the most gentle caddishness? I mean, these days you just send her a picture of your winky.
Yeah, well, no, can I just say for legal reasons, I have not sent a picture of my winky to anybody.
No, but that's the way they pass on their numbers these days, isn't it? On the end of a winky.
They write their number on their penis and take a photo and send it via Snapchat. Anyway, Jay, please, you've dragged this conversation into the gutter. Let's hear your story.
I want to keep it there. So did you just give a number, or did you seal the deal?
No, I just gave a number, and she was...
she was done for that?
Nah, she wasn't... rightfully so. I got caught, being an idiot, and I got called out. But that was... I mean, that was 13 years ago. I don't think I've been in the papers since. Don't think so.
No. Anyway, what was I talking about?
Spiders!
Oh, yes. So, me and the now wife, the then girlfriend...
Yes?
...were camping in Western Australia.
Uh-oh. That's a stupid
My
thing
girlfriend is terrified of spiders.
Yeah.
Well, my wife now, my girlfriend then. Terrified of spiders.
Okay.
Can't cope with it. So we're camping on this beach in West... If you've ever been to Western Australia, it's amazing. Yeah. You go to a beach and you're the only one there, white sand for a mile. There is always a clean... well stocked, full of gas barbecue, ready for you to use.
Wow, that's lazy.
And an eco toilet. And you're camping there, and it's amazing. It's fantastic. But the eco toilet is, a terrifying place at night on the beach in Australia. Yes. And my girlfriend used to go there and make me shine a light while she did her business. It's the most intimate we'd ever been. That's beyond anything I'd ever expected.
When she went for a dump, you had to shine a light on her?
Not for twosies, just for onesies.
Okay, but you still had to shine a light on her urinating.
That's bizarre.
No.
That is a fetish, mate.
No.
Were you shining a light on her tuppence?
No, the important thing was to shine a light on the roof. A shine light on the roof
of her tuppence.
Out.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. I've got you. I'm with you. Yes.
And one time we did this, and I got a bit blasé about it because I was just like, oh, for goodness sake, get on with it. There's no spiders anywhere. And so I just shined the light up, yes, and yeah, there's nothing there, without actually looking. And then halfway through, I looked up, and there was a huntsman the size of a dinner plate, just sitting on the roof, flexing. Yeah. And they do this thing where they flex. And I thought, should I tell her or not tell her? Because if I tell her, what would you have done in that situation?
I'd have said, my darling, if you could just hurry up that piddle, maybe we could finish it outside. That's what. If it was just a wee, I would say, let's finish this outside. Go.
No, I just.
You waited.
I said nothing.
Wow.
I said nothing.
You bravely said nothing.
You were hoping she'd be murdered by a spider so you could claim her inheritance.
I didn't want to get weed on, was the main thing.
Wow. She can get bitten by a man-eating spider, but you don't want to get a little bit wet.
And women eating.
I was looking this thing right in the eyes, and it was looking at me. It was huge. And they do this thing where they flex their kind of legs and look like they're about to pounce.
Yes.
And then I said, you might want to hurry up. And she said, immediately said, why? And then there was trouble. She looked up and saw it, and she bolted out the door, pants around her ankles, kind of doing the waddle. Yeah. It was impressive. But that's still the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And she still married you despite the fact you tried to have her killed?
Well, I was letting her have a wee in peace. It wouldn't have changed anything. She was just a weed all over herself.
You're a real gentleman, Jay. Thank you very much for that. Let's go to Natalie. That was a heartbreaking story of betrayal. Yeah. Good evening, Natalie.
Hello. It's just about these false widow spiders.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've actually been bitten by one in my own home.
Yes. Whereabouts did it bite you?
On the leg.
No, I mean which room?
The bedroom, when I was in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've had it was a nasty bite. I've still got the scar.
Did you die?
No, I'm still alive.
Okay, no, okay. And you were asleep. Did you wake up? Was it painful enough that you woke up?
Yeah, that's actually what happened. I was lying in the bed.
Oh, God.
And I thought, my leg feels a bit, itchy.
Yeah.
And I put the lights on, and when I saw it, it was I just virtually, just knocked it. And then the next day, had a lump on my leg, and I had to have antibiotics as well.
Did you find the spider?
Yeah, I've actually found another one. What? It's just been put outside.
Well, hang on a minute. Why would you not? Surely you'd seek revenge and kill it.
No, I never kill them. You say?
Well, why? Well, because it's bad luck. In your case, it's bad luck you left them alive. Because
they're trying to kill you, Natalie.
It's kill or be killed, for crying out loud.
I know, just don't kill anything except ants and moths.
Oh. I like ants. I let ants live, but spiders. Well, are you? And are you afraid of spiders now?
No, not now. I'll be honest. Yes. I've had one of these false widow spiders.
Yeah.
I've left it in the house for 2 days, but now I've got my husband to take it out.
Just crush it with a book. Get the Bible. Crush it with the Bible.
Well, do you kill them?
Well, I'm trying to avoid. I'm terrified of spiders, right? And I am trying to educate myself to not be terrified of them. So I'm trying to pick them up and throw them out the window. But in the past, I'd get a Bible and kill them because then they go to spider heaven.
Oh no, don't!
They're spiders. It's not like a rabbit or a guinea pig. It's not like I'm going to club a guinea pig to death.
You need an encyclopedia for that.
Yeah.
No, but they've got, I'll give you a warning, they've got yellow spots on their back, these ones that bite.
And it came in your bed?
Yeah, what it was, it came through my landing window. But when I woke up the next morning...
I'm dry heaving again, this is horrible, yes.
But when I looked at my leg the next morning, I thought, oh my God, I had to go to the doctors with it.
I bet you did. Did any baby spiders climb out of your leg?
God, no.
That's what we want. That's what we're after tonight.
No, I could have lied, I suppose.
You could have done, if you'd had any sense of theatre. Natalie, thank you for that. That's a horrific story. Thank you.
Don't have nightmares.
Well, yeah. Oh, spiders. I mean, it really is. Well, don't kill spiders because they're so important to the ecosystem. No, they're not. Well, they eat flies. So what? I'd rather have flies than spiders.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. And when was the last time you actually saw a fly in a spider web? I haven't seen one since the 80s. I haven't seen one. You don't see... And we've got cobwebs in the corner. No flies in there. I've not seen a fly. Not at all.
They don't make cobwebs like they used to.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Bloody lazy spiders. They're not what they used to be in the 70s and the 80s. I'll tell you that for nothing. There was... we had the TV volume down because we were looking at some funny stuff online. And then a picture of Bucks Fizz flashed up on the screen. And I was thinking, oh, God, I hope they've not had another coach crash. A fatal one this time.
Yeah.
They've not. I found the story.
Good.
Bucks Fizz is alive and well. Still not coming on the show.
Well, don't say that, because I've just sent a little reminder to their manager.
Because I want to get Bucks Fizz on the show, because I love them. Eurovision winners, Bucks Fizz, are back and releasing their first new album in 3 decades. Cheryl Baker, 63, Mike Nolan, 62, and Jay Aston, 56, have made the FZ, how would you say this? F-Z. FZ, the F to Z of pop. There we go, that's the type. The F to Z Fizz of pop with producer Mike Stock. But they will be known as the Fizz after a bitter row with original member Bobby G. Bobby McVeigh replaces him, and he looks exactly like Bobby G. It's a weird thing. There's a brilliant documentary online, Trouble at the Top, where it's Bobby G, who was touring as Bucks Fizz with Mike Nolan. Then Mike Nolan left, so he gets in
David Van
Day in, and David Van Day then wrestles to take control of the name Bucks Fizz, and David Van Day is portrayed as the bad guy in that documentary. But I'm just wondering if Bobby G. I'm just wondering.
I just remember a delicious showdown on a Celebrity Coach Trip.
Oh, that was great.
I used to love Coach Trip so much.
We will have to continue this story after the news, guys. And boy, oh boy, if that isn't a tease, then I don't know what is. You're going to hear a recounting of the story of Cheryl Baker on Channel 4's Coach Trip. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Another hour of this to go. You're going to hear a live song from Narina Palo from when she came in earlier on today, and also you're going to hear a bit of Derek Griffiths as well, who is just the most delightful gentleman. Can we move away from spiders, please, because it's bloody horrible. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while,
here we
just
go.
Grab your hat, come travel like that's hobo style.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
0344 499 1000. National treasures, national heroes, Bucks Fizz, even though they are now called the Fizz, because the name Bucks Fizz is owned by the member of Bucks Fizz that's no longer doing Bucks Fizz, but he's doing Bucks Fizz, but it's just him and other people. But Bucks Fizz can't call themselves Bucks Fizz, they are the Fizz. Remind us of the delicious moment, Catherine, on... remind people what Coach Trip was, because some people...
my goodness.
I think I was asked to do Celebrity Coach Trip at one point. I'm sure I was. It's the sort of tosh I would get offered these days.
I mean, you wouldn't want to do it, but
No.
it was delicious to watch. Okay, so you've got a load of strangers in twos on a coach trip.
Yep.
As simple as that,
Simple
right?
as.
And they are herded by international, not just national, not even semi-national, international...
What does semi-national mean?
Just go like to Lincoln and back.
Okay. Inter-county.
Yeah. It was Brendan.
Yeah.
Brendan from Coach Trip was the kind of referee. He would come in with the odd quip and then he would walk off. In a bit like David Cameron, he would do a little speech to camera and then he'd walk to the side.
He kind of invented the mic drop.
He did, yeah. So he'd go, that's what she said. And then
He was sort of the camp fat guy from Airport.
Yeah, Jeremy Spake.
He was sort of a Spake for the...
who actually went on the plane.
For the 21st century.
Yeah. He'd gone on the plane and he was living abroad. He was living the life and he would go around with these people and they would have days out places and wind each other up, really. Then they did a celebrity version.
Yeah.
And at the end of each day, someone would get voted off. That's right, isn't it? Coach Trip.
Something like that. Vote
Anyway,
a couple off, yes.
So the odd couple on that particular celebrity coach trip were the lovely Tony Blackburn, who I'll not hear a word against.
Oh, he's the nicest man in show business. That's what he is.
He was put with the agent provocateur of the coach, David Van Day.
Self-publicist and, some would say, an arsehole.
Yes. Anyway, so he's on the same one
Yeah.
as Cheryl Baker, and I can't remember who she was put with. Doesn't matter, because she completely stole the whole thing. It comes to the moment of truth where someone's voted off at the end of the day, and Cheryl Baker gave Van Day a mouthful, told him that he was an awful person and that she would never speak to him and she would never shake his hand.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I wonder if it's on... my internet is playing up Cheryl Baker... Coach, here we go. It could be.
Could you know Cheryl Baker? All the way through our childhood, it was like eggs and bacon. She was very jolly. You know, you'd never think that she. Oh, she gave him what for?
What's this? Hang on, this could be. What is? Oh no, that's an advert for a company who've. Oh no, that's celebrity. I don't know what that is. No, we can't find it. I'm afraid with that footage is too sensitive and
just imagine it
simply cannot be played. You know who the most handsome man in the world is?
George Clooney.
Apparently so, yeah.
Scientifically proven.
In the excellent Vanessa Feltz column, I like Vanessa. It's easy to knock Vanessa, but I like Vanessa. She's always been an absolute sweetheart to me. She's very theatrical, and I think she's brilliant. I like Vanessa. They've used anyway in her column. She talks about it. They've used the golden ratio, a formula based on a mathematical theorem dating back to ancient Greece. That means George Clooney's 56. He's 56. Right, I'm 44. Right, you're 40 in a couple of weeks. He's 56, and I start the last few years since turning 40. Actually, I'll see people and find out they're like 2 years older than me, and yet they look ancient. And I think, oh Christ, is that what I'm going to look like when I'm 46? You know, am I going to look like that, like a slob? And then I think, oh, maybe I'm trying to make myself look too young with my sharp haircuts. I get my haircut now, the shortest and so I get number one round the sides. Never had a number one. And I'm scared of getting old and dying. That's what I'm trying to say.
So's George Clooney, probably.
No, he's perfect. The 56-year-old actor's facial measurements garner him a 91.86% score. His closest challenger, so the second most handsome man in the world, Bradley Cooper. I like Bradley Cooper.
I don't see it.
Ooh. Was he the face man in the A-Team movie?
I think he might
I
be.
like Bradley Cooper.
Nothing for me.
He's a man's man.
Right.
He's a man's man. By that I don't mean he's gay. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. I just mean he's a man's man.
Right.
I don't know what that means, actually. I'm saying it.
Is it?
He's a man's man.
Is that as opposed to George Clooney, who's a ladies' man?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I thought that George had a foot in both camps.
You're saying George Clooney's bisexual?
No,
Because that is actually libellous.
No, what I'm saying is George Clooney is the man.
Although I say bisexual people are just greedy. Just greedy.
Or lucky.
Best of both worlds.
What I'm saying about George Clooney is he's the archetypal man that men want to be and women want to be with.
Thinning a bit on top there in that picture.
I mean, I still would.
Well, thinning a little bit.
Okay.
Makeup.
You'd have to be a little bit defective for me to get him.
Makeup, airbrushing, thinning on top, all of these things and more make me wonder whether George Clooney is can you think there's anyone more handsome than him?
I think Mark Ruffalo's very handsome.
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
He's just a bit boring about the environment.
He's my gay choice of du jour. My homosexualis du jour is Monsieur Mark Ruffalo. He'd have to stand on a box or he'd have to sit on the bed and I'd stand on the floor. He can kneel on the bed. Either way...
You've given this a lot of thought.
I have, actually, yeah. I would totally go gay for Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Very horny man.
Okay.
Very horny man.
Yeah, I feel that way about Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, that could be an afternoon. If only we can get
Once
an invite...
us four get together, we'll throw the keys in.
If only we can get an invite to Hollywood, then those two wouldn't stand a chance. That sounded a bit menacing, actually. They would stand a chance. We wouldn't force them in any... We'd discuss it like adults. That's exactly what we would...
They're having a very similar conversation at a dinner party somewhere now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you what Derek Griffiths is, and we'll listen to it. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
So, we've hit a rich seam of excellent guests again. We did a lovely little brainstorm last week, a couple of weeks ago, where we asked you on Twitter to suggest people. And normally when you do that, I'll be honest, you come up with terrible ideas. Or you say people like Larry David or Barbara Streisand. Be realistic. Do you know what I mean? It's only Talk Radio. It's only just over a year old. We're only on DAB and online. Be realistic, guys. So you came up with loads this time, though, that were perfect. Absolutely perfect. People that I think we would, the listeners would like to hear, and I would certainly like to talk to. And the emails have been sent out, and loads of people are getting back in touch. A little bit later on, we'll play Narina Palo doing a live song. In fact, we'll probably end the show with it, and we'll play out the full in the week. But one of the people that you suggested was Derek Griffiths. I've interviewed Derek before. Absolutely delightful gentleman. Now, in the interview, I thought he'd been in EastEnders, but it was Coronation Street he said he was in. I thought, why did I think he was in EastEnders? I don't watch either of those programmes. I only know what goes on in them by reading the papers. But Derek Griffiths, you remember from Bod and from Playaway, and he's in Up Pompeii with Frankie Howard, and he does loads and loads of stuff, right? And if you're of a certain age, you will know exactly who he is. And if you're of a younger age, well then, goddammit, you should know who he is, because he invented kids' TV. He's doing a new play, Driving Miss Daisy, which I think starts in October. Did he say it started in October? I think he gives out the dates and stuff. And we spoke to him earlier on. We came in early, 4:00, bish bash bosh. We got to speak to him, and this is what happened. A lot of my listeners will know you as that bloke from Kids TV, and I know that you are so much more than that. I know you've got a new show coming up and all of that, and we'll get the plugs in for that. But how would, obviously EastEnders recently, how would you describe yourself, sir?
6'1", dark, mobile, physical. That's about it, really. And just get out and do a job every day.
What did you want to be when you grew up? Young Derek Griffiths. Was it kind of music you were aiming at? Was it acting? Was it comedy? What was the kind of thing that you really wanted to do?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was aimless. It just came. I was involved in acting and I was involved in music.
Yeah.
Equally. So really, I suppose it was inevitable that one would come up and then and probably the other.
Yeah.
So acting came up, and then music came up first. Really, I was playing in jazz bands when I was about 14.
Oh, really?
So the music sort of came first. Then I got disenchanted with all the touring and the late nights and the drunkenness, and so I then moved into the theatre, and it was exactly the same.
For goodness sakes, man! If you want to avoid that, you need to get a proper job.
Absolutely, yes. That's what everybody tells you.
Was
bank managers included?
I don't know your family background, but I don't know if you have your parents or the people you were growing up with. Were they looking at 14-year-old Derek in jazz bands and then going off and doing acting and going, oh, for God's sakes, man, please go and learn to be an accountant. Or were they supporting you?
Actually, they actually supported and said, do what you want to do and be happy. That was their. And which has always been my premise, really. People should do what they want to do and be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, as a student, I can remember doing jobs for short whiles in factories. I can remember doing lorry driving and always enjoying what I did because I chose to do it. And this profession is the same.
Music is a big thing, and I know that you've written music, and obviously people will know, kind of the heads and tails and all that kind of stuff. And I know you've done other stuff. You've played in a lot of West End shows, haven't you? Have I got this right? Because I'm a big fan of Hair, the musical. I'm obsessed with it. Were you the musical director for the '90s version of Hair?
No. I've never had anything to do with Hair.
Oh, okay.
At all. I was in the West End production of Two Gentlemen of Verona, which was written, and the music was written by McDermott, and he was heavily involved with that, and I loved working with him.
Yeah, for goodness sakes, yes, that was Galt McDermott, who, and the other gentleman whose name escapes me, and we've had on the show, the other guy responsible for Hair, who also wrote Two Gentlemen of Verona. Oh, you did that? What was that like?
Oh, that was great fun.
Yeah?
That was in 72. We were at the Phoenix Theatre. Ran for about 6 or 7 months. I mean, that was great fun.
Yeah. Let's talk. You're back in the theatre later in the year, Driving Miss Daisy, obviously based on the film.
Yeah.
Tell us about...
The film was based on the play.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yes. The play came first.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Thank you. Tell us about it. Who else is in it with you, and where's it going on?
Right. Well, the play is myself playing the chauffeur, and Dame Sarah Phillips, Dame Sean Phillips is playing the other character.
Yeah.
And Teddy Kempner is playing another character.
Fantastic.
And we open in Bath in September.
Yeah.
Early September. We go on to Richmond, Brighton Theatre Royal, Newcastle Theatre Royal, Everyman Cheltenham, Oxford Playhouse, Cambridge Arts, Malvern, and finishing up at Chichester Festival Theatre.
You're a professional, sir. You are a professional. And how does that work? Are you rehearsed for that? Have you started rehearsals, or does that all happen a bit closer to the time?
No, we don't start till next week.
Okay. And how do you find rehearsals? Years and years ago, Derek, I did a performing arts degree, and as a young man, I found learning lines really easy. I could read them a couple of times, and I'd pretty much have them in my head. Now, in my mid-40s, the thought of learning a script just absolutely terrifies me. How are your memory muscles?
Well, that's absolutely fine. I've just had 5 weeks off. I've learnt the script. The script is down.
Yeah.
That's so I don't have the tension of going in each day and with a book in my hand, because you're hampered with a book in your hand because you want to explore the character on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's good to get rid of the book as quickly as possible. And because it's only a three-hander, really, we need to go straight in. And that way, you do the work isn't as tough.
Yeah.
You don't go home at the end of the day saying, "Oh my God, I've got to learn that scene for the next day we do it."
Yeah.
Also, your memory muscles are sharpened when I've just done a year in Coronation Street, and you get into that, and you have to know the scene before you get down on the floor. And you can have 4 or 5 scenes in a day.
And that is, because, listen, I'm old enough to remember when these soaps were twice a week. Now they seem to be on, you turn on the telly and there's Coronation Street and EastEnders and Emmerdale Farm on. Emmerdale Farm, listen to me, how old am I? That must, that must be a tough gig to film that much stuff a week and keep the quality good.
Oh, yes, it is, yeah. But then the people that they've got have got it down to a fine art.
Yeah.
It's like being on film. Sometimes you go in on the film set and you've learnt your speech off that's probably half a page or a page long, and they say, oh, we've got some cuts and we're going to change things around.
Yeah.
You've been sweating for a couple of days on this one scene, and you've got about 20 minutes in which to sort that out.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
And you have done movies. You mentioned movies. Of course, I remember as a kid being very confused, obviously knowing you from the play school and play away and things like that. But then seeing you, is it Up Pompeii with Frankie Howard you're in?
Yeah, that's right. I did. Yeah, I did Up the Chastity Belt and Up Pompeii. Yeah.
That confused the hell out of me as a kid, going, but hang on a minute, that's the bloke for, you don't quite understand how the entertainment industry works, and that people can get jobs doing other things. Did you ever resent doing the kids' TV? Because it's very easy in this country, I think in particular, that we allow performers to do one thing, and if they try and do something else, we go, oh no, they're not a singer, they're not a serious actor, they're a soap star or they're a kids' TV star. Did you ever resent it?
No, I never resented it, and you're absolutely right about the compartmentalisation within the business.
Yeah.
They do like to compartmentalise everybody, but if you push hard, you can rise above that.
Yeah.
I didn't really ever resent doing children's, because I used to work with kids in theatre.
Right.
And they were such a great challenge, because you'd go on there with a certain amount of material, and if you weren't good enough, the kids would sort of wander around and talk to each other, or go out to the toilet and look for the ice cream.
I've got 2 boys who are 7 and 5.
Get a stronger critic than that.
You're absolutely. I've got 2 boys, Derek, who are 7 and 5, and you're right. If we go and see a show, I take them to see lots of live theatre. But if their attention is not kept for that entire hour or 2 hours, that's it. You've lost them. They're going, I'm bored. Can we go? And you're right. There's a real skill, and some people had it. You've certainly got it, and I think people always say, "Oh, kids' TV back in the day was better." But I don't know if you've watched CBeebies recently, Derek. But there's some cracking stuff for kids now. Really good stuff that is funny, is clever, is educational, and isn't patronising. And I think Play Away and Play School, they weren't patronising. They spoke to the audience with respect. But in the 70s and 80s, there were a lot of kids shows that really talked down to kids, I think.
Yes, you're right. And going back to CBeebies, I did a couple of years ago. I did their CBeebies pantomime, and we did it up at Sheffield in the theatre.
You're the ghost of Christmas Past, aren't you?
Yeah, it was a joy to do. They were a great cast, fabulous entertainers, great people. I took my hat off to them all.
I think they're all brilliant. I think that there are some real talents there, and it's easy to knock, BBC and kids programmes, but having watched this stuff with my children, there's some cracking stuff. Do you remember, how did you make the transition from theatre to kids' TV? I'm guessing there was an audition. Your agent said, Derek, I've got a strange one for you. Do you fancy going up for this?
Well, there wasn't a transition. I was involved in theatre first, and the BBC came along and saw me doing a pantomime.
Yeah.
And asked me if I would be a part of Play School, and I didn't know what it was. I had not a clue.
Yeah.
So I had to be educated very quickly. Went along, and I was interested in updating their music base, because they were still doing sort of plink-plonk music for kids, which really, kids love pop music.
Yeah.
And that's why I went in with the premise of changing, doing some copy stuff and writing a lot of stuff, which I did over those 10 years.
And there is a great catalogue of songs there. I mean, the Heads and Tails, the theme tune to that is something that springs to mind. And that is just, if that had been on, like a James Taylor album or something in the 70s, people will have been heralding that as a tongue-in-cheek pop folk classic. It's a brilliant bit of music.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's traditional, but they gave me the chance to sort of change the arrangement and play around with it, which is what I did, to keep, as you were saying, holding the kids' attention.
Yeah.
So upbeat, fast guitars, jazz scatting, and kids listen.
Yeah, they do. This is the thing they do, and the thing I found with my children is there are some brilliant kids' albums out there, right? Some brilliant stuff, and a couple of groups like They Might Be Giants and Bare Naked Ladies have done albums for kids. But I find that my two young lads, I'm playing them the Beatles, I'm playing them the Monkees, I'm playing them the Who, and they love it. And kids appreciate good music, and I've taken them to see the Beach Boys in concert, and they were up and about and singing at the age of 5 and 7, and if a tune's good, kids will dig it.
You hit it. It's the melody. It's melody. It's melody that people want to remember. It's melody that makes people say, I want to hear that song over and over again.
Yeah.
If you think of all the old war songs with Vera Lynn, how often did you hear that on historic bits of film?
Yeah.
It evokes smells, it evokes memories, it evokes passion. The music is a great psychology-based human enjoyment.
It's just a great universal communication. I was listening on the way home last night to a documentary about Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, the Pakistani singer. I didn't understand a word he was singing, but it was brilliant. It was you're right, it's the emotion. Are you still playing, Derek? Have you got like a little music room where you go and have a little strum every now and then?
Yes, I do. Yep, and play all the old stuff as well. Yes, I still enjoy sitting down and playing. Yes.
Have you ever done like a little concert where an evening with Derek Griffiths, with you and a guitar, and you sing a few songs and tell a few stories? You ever done anything like that?
I did some years back where I did a one-man show with another musician and myself, and we went around doing all the children's songs that I'd written.
Wow.
That was very successful, but that's quite hard to keep up.
Yeah.
When you're trying to do other plays or films or television.
Well, you never stop, man. I know that you've recently joined Twitter. How are you finding that?
It's very interesting. and quite overwhelming at times.
Yeah. You get a lot of affection on there, though, don't you? People love you.
I'm amazed. Yeah. I am absolutely amazed and terribly humbled by it. It's just, social media, it really does open up the eyes of what people think.
It does. And there is, and I'm sure you know this, but I'm just going to bend over, Derek, I'll blow a little bit of smoke up your arse. But people love you. People do love you, and it is partly because of, people my age remember you because you were talking to us like we were adults, in the 70s. But you've got a real talent, and but people love seeing you on telly, and you come across, and this could be damning to some people, you come across as a nice guy. Which is a rarity, I think, these days. Just like a nice bloke, that people wouldn't mind sharing a pint with.
Yes, yeah. Well, you're all welcome to share a pint with me.
But we've got to pay. Derek, what is it? Now, give us where's the best place to find out all of these tour dates?
Just go onto the website and put in Driving Miss Daisy Tour, and it'll all come up for you.
Beautiful. Derek, listen, man, you've got an open invitation. Anytime you want to come on and sing a song, plug something, whatever, get in touch, man. We're huge fans. Bless you, Derek.
Thank you very much indeed.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
So, let's, for those who don't know, this is Derek Griffiths.
Heads and tails, 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 eyes with whiskers, horns and nose, heads and tails, here we go. Heads and tails, heads
Heads and tails! See, that would not sound out of place. If anyone... Whoa! Here's a niche reference for you. If anyone knows the James Taylor album Mudslide Slim and the Blue Horizon, that would fit on there perfectly. That's all like little snippets of songs and short... That would fit on there absolutely perfectly. I can hear James Taylor singing that.
Yeah.
And that is the T of the I. Lovely, lovely Derek Griffiths. And I see loads of you have enjoyed that on Twitter as well. So thank you for that. That was nice. Narina Palo at some point this week will play out. We interviewed her today. We'll play the song. We'll do one of the songs. We'll end the show with that, Sam. So I'm going to let you do the back counting this time, as I made such a spectacular balls up of it last time. So we'll do that. And then I'm just texting now Paul Garner, who's organising the
Knees Up.
the Knees Up with Chaz on Thursday. And I said to Paul, I've just texted him. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm a bit. I said, I'm excited about Thursday, looking forward to it. I'm going to destroy Chaz. Seriously, I'm going full Paxman. He's gone, do it. The effer deserves it. So, that's going to be fun. And I'm taking my ukulele, in case quotes, and knees up ensues. But I've put new strings on it, and it won't stay in tune. So I'm having to pull the strings and stretch the strings, and it won't stay in tune. And here's the thing. By the way, you can call in. This is live now. 0344 499 1000. Here's the thing. I've forgotten how to play the ukulele, and I've lost my ukulele chord book. I had a lovely chord book that had all the chords in, and I lost it before, and I bought another one, and then I found the first one, so I had 2 copies of it, and now I can't find either copy of it. So tomorrow is officially my crash course in relearning the ukulele. That's what's happening.
It's weird that with the ukulele, isn't it?
Yep.
You pick it up really quickly, but equally you can forget it
just as quickly, guys. You can forget it just as quickly.
I saw a video of myself playing the ukulele, playing Happy Birthday a couple of years ago. Could I do it now? No. But give me 5 minutes and a YouTube tutorial, back in the game.
The one I can play... when I pick it up, it just comes straight into my fingers. Is I've just seen a face by the Beatles, but that's it. That's it. That's the only one I can remember. Everyone these days has video cameras on them. Oh no, hang on, he's doing this on his phone. What a knob! The nearest most of us come to dangerous wildlife on country lanes is swerving to avoid a hedgehog. Not Aidan Williams. When he's out cycling, he has become a repeated victim of attacks by a buzzard.
Oh.
He must be emitting pheromones that get buzzards horny.
Or he smells like meat.
There's a picture, look.
Oh, yeah.
It's proper going for him.
I think it's because of his shiny red helmet.
Yo.
He looks like raw meat.
The huge bird swoops on him... The huge bird swoops on him from behind with a whoosh from 25 feet on the same quiet stretch of lane between Sandon and Milwich in Staffordshire, and is thought to be protecting a nearby nest. Mr. Williams is so used to being dive-bombed, he's even captured the buzzard, the UK's most common bird of prey, closing in using his phone's camera. And although the bird's talons have sometimes ripped his jersey, he said, "To get up so close and personal with a bird of prey is unbelievable. If anything, I enjoy..." The thing is, you can't see this gentleman's back. I bet he's got like loads of meat just strapped to his back. His jersey will be like made out of bacon and pork. That's what it'll be. Residents say the buzzard has been around for 5 years and is particularly territorial when nesting at this time of year. The local council have sent out someone to shoot it.
Did you see...
that's good then.
See the bloke on Twitter recently, and it was a video saying, "I can't believe how close I got to this deer," and he gets really up close to this beautiful little sort of Bambi type deer.
Oh dear.
Did you see? Did you see what happened?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
He gets really close, puts out his hand.
Yes.
The deer comes closer. It puts its nose to his finger. And he flips it the bird.
Whoa!
Uncalled for.
That is unprecedented. There's an island. When we went to Japan, there's an island. I can't think what it's called, but it is. You get ferry to the island from the mainland, and it's near Hiroshima. Because we did a day trip to Hiroshima. If you ever want to see the strength of man's cruelty, go to Hiroshima. They have. It's all new, obviously, but they have a domed roof of one building building that was there, and there's a Hiroshima Museum. It's an incredible place, really humbling place to go to. But there's this island that we went to, and it's a beautiful island, and there were wild monkeys running around on it, and we went just off season. And it was while we were there, we turned on the news with only like 3 people staying on the island because it was off season. I turned on the news. Or turned on the telly, because I love watching Japanese telly. We'd just turn it on, and it was brilliant, anything. And then a weather report came on, and the screen started flashing red, and the only phrase I could make out was, super tornado, super tornado! And we were in the path of a bloody super tornado. It was terrifying. But we're on this island, and it's full of tame deer, and you'd literally be walking along, and you'd look, and there'd be like a deer walking beside you, and if you were like eating crisps or something, you'd be surrounded. We went for a picnic. I've got a brilliant picture of me having a picnic on this island, and there's like picnic tables. You're meant to eat there, and we brought, just like sweeties and crisps and all these wonderful Japanese things, and we had them on the table, and suddenly just about 30 deer just coming up and having a go at it. Outrageous behaviour. Outrageous behaviour. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Oh, this is what the show was going to be. This is what the show was going to be. High heels are good for your soul, but not for your soul.
Oh.
By Victoria Allen, who I don't know this, maybe this is just prejudice, but I always think she's the second science correspondent.
She's no Fernandez.
She's no Colin Fernandez, really. If you wear high heels at work, prepare for some good news. And some bad.
Oh.
British researchers say evidence suggests both women and men find those in heels more appealing. It's the only way I can see you if you're wearing heels, because you're so tiny. Almost 2/3 of business women think high heels make them more attractive. A boost to self-image, confidence. They're hard I've worn heels, like college and stuff, and at party. Let me put your heels. I've done that. But they are not designed for the shape of men's feet and legs.
No, they're not really designed for the shape of
Well,
women's.
I was going to say, is it easier for women to... They must be a nightmare.
You have to learn to walk in them. I remember my mum giving me quite strict instructions.
Yes.
I couldn't stride out like I used to in my trainers.
No.
You have to walk a little bit closer, with your feet closer together. And you have to sort of hold yourself slightly different. And some women never get it, and some women don't want to. But I can do anything in heels now.
Sorry?
Anything.
What?
Yeah.
Is that... really?
Yeah.
I don't like it when you see women on a night out and they've taken the heels off and they're walking barefoot through London's shitty covered streets. I think if you're going to wear them, commit to them. Commit to them, guys.
You've obviously never had really burning balls of your feet.
I've had blue balls. Men are almost twice as likely to smile at a woman in heels than one in flats. Well, that's good for you girls to know. And are significantly more likely to offer her help.
Walking?
But the same academics also point out that the shoes cause back pain, broken ankles and sprains, and more than double the risk of developing bunions.
Wow.
They add that women who wear heels can suffer injuries from their toes up to their spine and are more likely to fall. The scientists even go so far as to say that tougher laws are needed to stop women being forced to wear high heels at work against their will.
Forced? Who's forcing them?
Well, there was that story, wasn't there, about 6 months ago of a woman that got a temp that got sent home because she refused to wear high heels. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. This isn't me being dumb. Is that really a thing? Can you get sacked?
Well, I suppose if there is a dress code, but I think there are very few companies now where it's obligatory. I know when my sister was an air hostess, they had to wear standard shoes and they were high heels, but they had slightly lower shoes when they were actually on the plane. But that's uniform, isn't it? That's a different thing.
Here we go. The findings follow high-profile complaints from women told to wear heels as part of their job. An air hostess said she was made to feel like a prostitute by British Airways because she had to wear high heels in airports.
Oh.
BA, however, do not make staff wear them while working on the plane. And last year, receptionist Nicola Thorpe, was sent home from a London office after arriving in flat shoes and being told she had to have a 2 to 4 inch heel. She set up a petition asking for their law banning them. A team at Aberdeen University reviewed 20 publications and high heels. There is pressure. Dr. Max Barnish said there is pressure on women to wear heels and celebrity influence with people such as Victoria Beckham and Kate Middleton making it fashionable. There is often not an absolute rule to wear heels, but in some workplaces there can be an unspoken expectation, which means that everyone does it. Well, girls,
wear what you want, surely.
Girls, if you want to be smiled at by men, you need to wear those heels.
I need to be helped.
I need to be helped. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
If you're, if you stay to the end, we've got a treat for you. We're going to play you a song. An Irina Palo came in. I absolutely love her. Some of you will know her. Some of you won't know her. You should. She's so good. So good. New album out in October. Friday the 13th in October. That's a brave thing to do. If you want an in, the album with the hits is Fires. That's the first one. Which she's going to play a song from that. But my favourite album is Year of the Wolf. It's like some slick 60s sound. It's beautiful. But she came in and we pre-recorded the interview and we'll play it later this week probably, but we're going to end the show with her playing Sophia, which is the hit, if that, if you want to shorthand way in. And I was I'm sat in one chair, she's sat not even 2 foot away from me, playing on this battered old nylon string guitar, and it was beautiful. What I found great was she hadn't played the song for ages, and about 3/4 of the way through, she forgot the chords and she stopped. She said, "Oh, can I do that again?" And I'm thinking, yeah, you get to sing it to me a second time. It doesn't get any better than this. So I got 2 performances for the price of. It was a joy. And that voice, man! That voice comes from nowhere. It's such a big voice. It sounds really lush. So we're going to end the show with that, and it really is absolutely delicious, and it made me impenetrable to all of the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune that were being tossed at me today. I was on a spiritual high, seeing one of my favourite creative people actually making magic in front of me. Oh, it's a good interview as well. We talk mainly about pregnant cats and the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And then we mention a new album.
Imani Coppola comes into it. She also appreciates her.
Yeah, she thinks Imani's great. We had a lovely little chat about Imani. In fact, I must let Imani know that. I'll send that on. Pablo!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Pabs. What you got, boss?
What do they call people who toss things? Exactly.
What?
Right, just in regards to your Twitter... Yeah, but anyway, just in regards to living legends...
Yes?
I was thinking Sir Paul and Sir Barry of House Chuckle.
I think we tried to get them on at some
no
point.
Response.
No response. No, to quote the Beatles, no reply.
Well, I don't know if she's particularly high profile now with Game of Thrones and the like, but Dinah Rigg, she's always... she would have some excellent stories.
Kath, put in a bid for Diana Rigg. We'll do that. Yeah. Here's the weird thing. You never know. People you think are going to say yes often don't reply, and people that you think you don't stand a chance of, if you catch them on the right day with the wind blowing in the right direction, they'll go, yeah, sure, why not? So we'll see.
Yeah, I say the Avengers was my as a child was my first
steady
awakening.
Awakening.
For me, it's a very similar image, but for me, it was Julie Newmar as Catwoman in the Batman TV series. She, for me, will always be Catwoman. Yes, Eartha Kitt did a great job. I think Joan Collins even did a great job. Michelle Pfeiffer, But for me, Halle Berry, I believe, was Catwoman as well. But for me, it is Julie Newmar as Catwoman. That really, it just doesn't... I mean, no one ever wore a tighter fitting costume than that, and may God bless her for that. Here we go, Pablo, I think...
Did you just meow?
I tried. Meow.
I think he purred. Thank you, Pablo. I think he purred.
Flipping it.
Isn't it, though?
It is.
What have I written down here? What's this story? What is the story that we've got? Oh, this is naughty people trying to blag stuff for free. We've all done a bit of a blag in the past, okay? But this is cheeky. A mum tried to con a free meal for her family by sticking a razor blade in a pizza.
No.
That's hardcore.
That...
Spider, yeah. Flies, yeah.
Because all those things could be accidental.
Mouse droppings, yeah.
All those things could be accidental. That can only be sabotage.
The woman, who was with 3 kids, refused to pay the £30 bill at Pizza Hut. I used to love, when I was a student, the all-you-can-eat buffet, and we would go and have competitions, and my record was 16 pieces of pizza and 2 bowls of pasta.
I had a really real thing about the potato salad on those. Oy.
Staff called police after a quick check. Jesus. Why would you do it? Why would you do a razor blade?
Because you have to call the police if there's a razor blade, because it's either your staff or them trying to pull a fast one.
Well, but here you go. Staff called police after a quick check of CCTV footage showed her planting the blade in her meal in Manchester.
Oh,
I'd love to see that. The abusive woman in her 30s fled without paying before cops arrived on Sunday night.
They killed the cops.
Pizza Hut said, "We are liaising with the relevant authorities." That's very cheeky. That's very, very naughty. That, I mean, and dumb. Let's be honest. That's dumb.
It is stupid.
A razor blade.
Put a hair in it. That could happen.
Get a pube. Get some pubes. I always.
Oh my God.
I always carry a little baggie of pubes, just in case. You never know. Maybe you want to, not to put it on my meal to get a free one, but maybe you're having a meal with someone you don't like. You just tip out a few pubes.
If I ever find one in my dinner, I'll know.
Well, or maybe your pubes got in there. It could happen.
How?
What are you going to do? You're going to run a DNA test on me over the dinner table? Get real. How? I don't know. Or maybe the chef.
I eat.
Maybe the chef was al fresco.
Wow.
Facebook shuts off robots. There's a lot of news about spiders and robots taking over the world. I don't like either.
They're preparing us, aren't they?
Facebook shuts off robots after they chat in secret code. Facebook shut down an artificial intelligence experiment after 2 robots began talking in a language only they understood. The chatbots, Alice and Bob, modified English to make it easier for them to communicate, creating sentences that were gibberish to watching scientists. Future technology expert Kate Adamson told The Sun, "It does feel a bit like the Terminator." Well, there's no time travel, is there? Full story, page 5.
Did they come back from the future to chat us to death?
Are you Sarah Connors? I don't really remember the Terminator that well. A robot expert yesterday said that the revelation that Facebook machines had spoken in their own language was exciting. All right, mate, don't get a boner. But also scary, flaccid. Scientists at the social networking giant pulled the plug on an experiment after bots named Alice and Bob began communicating in a language only they understood. UK robotics professor Kevin Warwick said, "This is an incredibly important milestone." I don't know why he's a bit like Frank Spencer. "But anyone who thinks this is not dangerous has got their head in the sand. We don't know what these bots are saying. Once you have a bot that has the ability to do something physically, particularly military bots, they could be lethal."
Whoa. So what, he's suggesting they're sentient?
Yeah.
Well, they're crap.
If one says, "Why not do this?" and the other says, "Yes," and it's a military bot, you've got a theory. When is a robot going to go, why don't we go and bomb the Prime Minister? Oh, yeah, okay. Then you're screwed then. This is the first recorded communication, but there will have been many more unrecorded, Russians and the Chinese. But they'll be speaking Russian and Chinese. Mm-hmm. Smart devices right now have the ability to communicate, and although we think we can monitor them, we have no way of knowing. Stephen Hawking and I... All right, name dropper.
Oy.
His voice never ages, Stephen Hawking.
No.
You do think that it would make it sound like an old robot man. Do you not think? That sounds flippant, but I kind of mean it.
I kind of wonder whether the technology could be a bit better these days.
I was thinking that he was on something I was listening to last night, and I thought, yeah.
I suppose that's become his trademark now.
It's his voice.
Yeah.
It's his voice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, on that bombshell, robots are going to take over the earth and we're all screwed. I don't want to panic you. If the spiders don't get you, then the robots will. It doesn't look good for humanity. We're going to be back tonight at 10, but, you have been so patient and you have stuck around for so long, despite the fact that Big Brother has been on. And to reward you, I'm going to give you a little bit of treasure. What a delightful way to end the show. This is Narina Palo. She came in today for an interview, didn't ask her to bring a guitar, would never be so presumptuous. She did, and she said, well, I don't know if you want me to sing or not, because some people don't want me, don't want songs, they just want chat. And I went, oh, Ms. Palo, please. And this, you'll hear the full interview in the week. This is what she sang.
5 o'clock and a fire escape symphony spilling out across the road and the square, and the sky's the same as your own. Do you think of me? Do the parks and trees and the leaves reach you there after the rain? In the lonely hours he haunts me, calling out again and again. So fire, I'm burning, it's a fire I cannot put out. So fire, I'm learning that some things I can't go without. And one of them is him. And now I walk the streets like a stranger in my hometown. There's no language for the words when I speak, but it changed me. I'm his ghost and seeking around. Now I count the hours, the days and the weeks, so passion and silence. Every word, every line of measure. It's the science of the soul, and his books, they breathe a reason. And now I wanna know. So fire, I'm burning, it's a fire I cannot put out. So fire, I'm learning there's some things I can't go without. And you with the newborn eyes, have you ever loved a man like I love him? Do you hurt but still feel alive like never before? Oh, so fire, I'm burning, it's a fire I cannot put out. So fire, I'm learning there's some things I can't go